97.3. We're back after that international break. Back to club football again. And what a way to start today's show. I'm super excited, It's just one reason. It's Ghana's Antoine Semenyo scoring again for Manchester City. Back to business as usual. I'm sure you've been asking yourself a lot of questions. Talk about Semenyo's form with the Black Stars and also that form when he plays for Manchester City. It's like day and night. Yeah. We'll get into that, but welcome to the show again. I am Gabi Ofe. And this is the place to listen to every Saturday, Sunday. This is the only place where we bring you closer to your teams, your favorite clubs. The golazos, the messes, the oohs and the ahs. The reactions from the managers, the statistics. And it's always an interactive show, so feel free to send in your thoughts on the WhatsApp text line 0539986996. 0539986996. Last week I had somebody texting that, Gabby, you've been mentioning the WhatsApp line too fast. Can you please take your time? So I'll do it once more. It's 0539 986 996. 0539 986 996. And just like we always do at the tail end of the show, we would activate the phone line. Then you can also call us and share your thoughts with me. I'll be glad to take them. Welcome to the show again. There isn't a lot happening when it comes to the Premier League, but there's actually a lot to talk about when it comes to the FA Cup. Not too long, at Manchester City teaching Liverpool a big lesson. They trashed Liverpool by 4-0. Mohamed Salah missing a penalty. Some of the highlights to look forward to. Ghana's Antoine Semenyo scoring. Manchester City's Erling Haaland scoring a hat-trick. My goodness. And Pep Guardiola was actually sitting in the stands with his daughter. Watching on was Pep Linders on the touchline. Of course, they'll be working together. Pep will be giving out some instructions to Linders, who's on the touchline. City are through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. But later, 4:15 p.m., we have some more games coming up in the FA Cup. Chelsea will be in action. They're up against Port Vale. Then Southampton take on Arsenal, 7 p.m. The final game for today. We'll get into that Manchester City conversation a bit later. But a big question we're asking today is, what do you make of Semenyo's performance under Pep? Especially after that atrocious performance against Austria in Germany under Coach Eduardo former. Yeah, he's not a former coach because he was sacked after that game. So feel free to send me your thoughts on that performance you've seen from Antoine Semenyo and how we've struggled as a nation to get the best out of the Ghanaians. Then we'll look ahead to Chelsea's game against Port Vale. There's a lot to discuss when it comes to Chelsea. Liam Rosinia, who's their head coach, in his pre-match press conference, confirmed that Enzo Fernandez was not going to play a part in that game against Port Vale. Why? But Fernandez granted an interview. He said that he loves Madrid. It's one of his best cities. That means a lot, though. Marco Correa also questioned the club's transfer policy, the direction of the club. But lots of people have actually asked questions. Why Liam Rosinia decided to bench or decided not to include Enzo Fernandez in this weekend's action against Port Vale. And And also went ahead with including Marco Correa because if you think about it, the two players actually said the same thing. So why have you gone on to bench one and include one? And then we'll talk about Arsenal. They're in action against Southampton at 7 p.m. When you head to the French Liga, there are some good games to look forward to. The Strasbourg up against OGC Nice. Stade Brestois will take on Rennes. And then Lille up against Lan in the French Liga. For the German Bundesliga, some of the games have kicked off. Borussia Mönchengladbach are taking on Heidenheim. It's 1-1 draw. Bayer Leverkusen are losing to Wolfsburg by 3-1. Freiburg are also taking on Bayern Munich is goalless. And then Hamburger SV up against Augsburg. Augsburg with the lead against Hamburger. Hoffenheim are in action. They are taking on Mainz. Then Werder Bremen are taking on RB Leipzig. It's RB Leipzig 1, Bremen 0. In the Italian Serie A, Sassuolo are taking on Cagliari. Cagliari 1, Sassuolo 0. Verona will take on Fiorentina 4 p.m. Then Lazio take on Parma at 8:45 p.m. in the Italian Serie A. I'll take you to Spain pretty soon because Madrid are in action later today. They are up against Mallorca, and that game will kick off at 2:15. Real Sociedad beat Levante early on today by 2-0. Real Betis will take on Espanyol. Then Atletico Madrid up against Barcelona 7 p.m. That should be really good. So that's the games to look forward to today. I'm sure the investors have begun their work already. Yeah, because a lot of them did not really like the international break. There isn't a lot to do, right? When it comes to the international break. All right, I'm Gabi Affair. I've got Kobna here with me to do the discussion. You can also join us 0539 986 0539 986. Technical support from Daniel Squashy. Let's get talking. Kobna, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Gabi. Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing great.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, man. Just moving around, going and coming. But it's good to be back on the show.
Yeah. What a way to start today's show, though. I'm sure you're super excited too about City's progression to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Not because City have progressed, but because we do have one of our own who contributed to the goal City scored against Liverpool today. That's Ghana's Antoine Semenyo. Yeah, I've seen the guys commenting already on YouTube, so just leave your thoughts there. We are live on City Sports JHA. The guys are excited to have you back. Kobna Shining Brother 3. That's the name they've given you.
I wear it with pride.
You take it, right?
Yeah. I'm glad to be back.
And also giving some shouts to Yao AJ Minta. Hey, no, it's not Yao, it's Mr. Yao AJ Minta.
Mr. Yes.
You need to be careful.
The freshly minted Mr. AJ Minta.
Mr. Yao AJ Minta, not
Minta.
Yao AJ Minta. We are sorry, my brother.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's it. Today should be fun. But I'm not. Just quick thoughts on. Let's first start off with City's progression to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Haaland scoring a hat-trick against Liverpool, and then Semenyo added. Semenyo also was on the score sheet. Some of the highlights you want to pick out from that game: Salah started his first appearance. since announcing that he'll be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. He saw his penalty saved by James Trafford. And before that penalty got saved by James Trafford, he had a very good chance. There was a long ball hit from Liverpool's goalkeeper in Giorgio Mamasdashvili to Salah. He managed to beat McGahey, I believe, and then skewed his chance. It was very, very bizarre to see from Salah. I don't know what's happening to him though, but I think we've had this conversation over and over. That the form has dipped, there's none of that. But just quick thoughts on City progressing to the semis.
Okay. Before I do that, I mean, just to discuss Salah's situation, I think every good dancer knows when it's time to leave the stage, and I think Mohamed Salah has seen the signs. You know, he's been able to read between the lines. He's done a proper assessment of his form, the state of his body, the state of his mind, and has decided that the time is up for him at Liverpool. Because this game which has ended up as his final FA Cup game, we've seen it. It's obvious, crystal clear, that the man is past his prime, that his powers are more or less left him. And it's all right. He's at that age, getting older as a player. You lose speed. You lose, that yard of pace. There are certain balls that you won't be able to get. There are certain, situations where you won't even have the mindset, because it's not just about your physical abilities. Getting older and losing form can erode your mental state.
Yeah.
So that nerve of facing up the goalkeeper from 12 yards, you could lose some of that as well. So I think Salah has made a very prudent decision. Anyone who has advised him, all of the backroom staff, they've done a very good job, just to let him know that, look, we love you at the club, we respect you, but time is up. Liverpool needs to move on, and so do you. And it's better to leave the club at this point rather than try and stay and force the issue and then get to a point where you've become a hindrance to the club. Yes. So I think this season was the very best. I would have even preferred if at the end of last season, when they won the league,
he left.
Yes, that would have been wonderful. Now, moving on to the Manchester City question that you asked. Of course, as a Man United supporter.
Did you see that scoreline coming? 4-0.
4-0.
Or who was your pick? City Liverpool before the game.
I certainly expected City to win.
To progress.
I certainly expected.
So the two
City
teams have won. Liverpool have 8 FA Cup titles to their name. City do have 7.
Yes.
So these are two teams that deserve to be where they are in terms of the quarterfinals of the FA Cup.
That is true.
But one had to bow out.
Yes. And between the two, based on recent form, in fact, not just recent form, the whole season, Liverpool have just been playing a few rungs below their ability. I mean, I don't know what the huge difference is between the team of last season that dominated, that won the league, and this team now that seems completely out of its depth. This has been something that has befuddled a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go into that discussion, but for now, let me answer your question. I didn't expect Liverpool to really perform in this game, but I didn't think it would be this bad.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be 4-0. I thought Liverpool would put up a fight. Because, I mean, on my way to the studio, I was following commentary.
Yeah.
But then when I got to the studio, I actually sat in front of the screen and watched them. I realized that Liverpool really didn't stand a chance. There was nothing going forward. There was no control in the midfield. All of the things that they were supposed to do, they simply were not doing. And it wasn't an issue of not having your top players available. Szoboszlai was on the pitch. Mohamed Salah was on the pitch. Ekitike was on the pitch. He was even hooked.
Yeah, so just for context sake, let me just, because you started mentioning the players who started, maybe it's fair I run our viewers and listeners through the starting level for the two teams. So let me start off with Manchester City. They started in a 4-2-3-1 formation, right? It was James Trafford who was in post. And I just want us to note the changes Pep did. So Matthias Nunes played as a right back today. There was Kuchanov, McGahey, and then Nico O'Reilly. He was played as a left back today. Rodri played in midfield with Bernardo Silva. Semenyo was starting He operated from the right. Jeremy Doku was on the left. Ryan Sheki was playing through the middle, so behind Haaland, and then Haaland was up front. Liverpool did a 4-2-2-2 formation. A 4-2-2-2 formation. So Mamas Dashvili was the goalkeeper for Liverpool. A back four of Milos Kerkez, Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, Joe Gomez, a midfield two of Curtis Jones and Ryan Gravenberch. And then they had Dominic Szoboszlai and Julien Vert operating through the half spaces. So they're very close to Salah and Hugo Ekitike up front. Yeah.
Cut you off, but listen to the formation 4-2-2-2. Do you know the last time I heard that formation?
I was just about asking.
Do you know who it was from?
I've not seen that before.
No, I've
not seen it. So no, under slot. I want to say
under slot.
Yeah.
But the last time I heard of that formation, it was Ralph Rangnick.
Who was doing that?
At Manchester United.
Yeah.
Ralph Rangnick, who before that was more of a scout or a youth coach, a talent coach. He came into the Manchester United setup as manager and started playing 4-2-2-2 in this modern game.
Okay.
So, I mean, you see, for Slaughter, let me just break this down. Last season, when he joined Liverpool and he won the league, with the exception of the conversion of Ryan Gravenberch from an 8 to a 6, which was a stroke of genius. Let me give him his flowers for that. That was excellent. He's changed Ryan Gravenberch's life. But apart from that, what transformation did Ancelotti make from that club team to his team?
You don't think he's added anything to this team?
No, he hasn't. As a matter of fact, I believe he's heavily subtracted because he came in. He met these players, Klopp's players, with Klopp's DNA, with Klopp's ideas, and they carried that out onto the pitch, and they were able to win the league. The next season, he's been given money that, mind you, Jurgen Klopp never got in his time as Liverpool manager.
So in excess of £400 million.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When has Jurgen Klopp spent that money in a single summer? When? Jurgen Klopp was never given that support by the higher-ups at Liverpool. But Ancelotti comes in his second season after winning the league. They give him access to all of these funds. And what does he do? He brings in players who don't fit into whatever system it is he claims to have. He buys players who don't suit the league, because you are looking for a right back to replace Trent. Who do you bring in? Jeremy Frimpong, who is not really a defender. And isn't even a right winger. He says he's a right wing back, but that doesn't even suit your system. You don't play a 3-back. You don't play with wing backs. You use wingers and full backs. So that hasn't worked out. I saw him today on the pitch.
Yeah.
Confused. He couldn't.
He came on after the damage had been.
Yes, and even apart, he didn't
already.
even bring any attacking impetus onto the pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous watching him against Nico O'Reilly. He couldn't even beat Nico O'Reilly. It was so easy for Nico O'Reilly to win the ball back from him. O'Reilly would just stand back and wait for Frimpong to approach. And whenever Frimpong approached, he always won the ball back. This is supposed to be, I mean, he's still young, but compared to Nico O'Reilly, far more experienced. Having played football at a very high level, played for the Dutch national team, played in an invincible Leverkusen team. Then who else does he purchase? He purchases Ekitike, who I thought was a good piece of business, and I still do. Then he splurges further money on Alexander Isak. I understand Isak was the intended target at the beginning, but then what do we do now? Newcastle doesn't want to release him, so you purchase Ekitike. Put that faith in Ekitike. Keep him. He's your new 9. Hold on to him. If you want to purchase another player, go to maybe an inferior league. Go for a striker who can play second fiddle to Ekitike. But Isak, so far, he's been a white elephant. Even though I do hope he overcomes his injury struggles and starts to come good for Liverpool. but he's just been on the bench. He's been on the treatment table, unable to have a consistent run of games. He's still an excellent footballer, but so far there isn't that much return on investment for Liverpool. After that, Florian Wirtz, high quality player.
Okay.
Right now, I mean, in the past few months, he's definitely shown his quality.
Yeah.
But for that amount of money, and it just makes me think, as a United supporter, that when Paul Pogba came into Manchester United for a similar fee, look at the weight of expectation that was on him.
Yeah.
Look at what people were hoping for him to do. They were hoping for him to have goal contributions in every single game. But then you look at Florian Wirtz, who has come for a few £1 million more, and you realize that he hasn't really added that much to Liverpool. He doesn't carry games. He can't take control of the game as he would have been able to if he were still at Leverkusen. Of course, we can talk about the difference in quality of league and so on and so forth. But it shouldn't take him that long to get used to the Premier League for that price. So it just makes me wonder about the competence of Arne Slot himself as a manager. When you give him a team, when you give him money and say purchase a team, because even though the primary accusation leveled against Pep Guardiola since he joined City and with all his success was that every 3 seasons he's given funds to basically purchase a whole new starting 11. But Slot has been given that money, and look at what he's done. Look at what he's done. He's not even able. I don't even trust him as a man manager. Because look at Konate. Konate, I believe the genesis of his dip in form is the attention from Madrid.
Okay.
But as a coach, you should be able to get into the player's mind and let him know that, look, you are a Liverpool player until you are told otherwise. No matter what you hear in the media, no matter what calls you receive, maybe from Florentino and so on and so forth, you are a Liverpool player. Your focus should be on the games that you play for Liverpool. But Konate, you can see that he appears to be double-minded when he's on the pitch. These things flow into games, and it's really hurt Liverpool. It's cost them points, cost them games. So, I mean, for Slot, honestly, there's not much I can say in support of him. But, I mean, congratulations to City on making it to the semis. All the best to them.
To add to the Liverpool conversation, I just want to put this out. So, it's a story I'm reading that Liverpool are planning a major summer overhaul, with Anfield Chiefs ready to sanction significant changes to the squad after a disappointing campaign. And his Slot is expected to stay as manager and lead the changes, with the following players either leaving already or set to be made available for transfer. One of the players is Mohamed Salah, of course. I mean, he's announced that he'll be leaving at the end of the season. The second player is the player you just mentioned to finish your point, Ibrahima Konate. The third player is Cody Gakpo. Fourth player, Alexis McAllister. Fifth, Andrew Robertson, Curtis Jones, Joe Gomez, and Federico Chiesa. Kovna, are you surprised with... I'm not surprised with Salah and Konate. Cody Gakpo, surprise, Alexis. These are reports, though, yet to be confirmed.
The point I even want to fixate on from what you've just said is the fact that Arne Slot will still be trusted to go into the next season.
Yeah, so he'll be back with money again. Another 400 and excess to go and spend on players.
This is a question that came up about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and everybody was shocked when I said that Arne Slot wouldn't be sacked.
Yeah.
The question was, will Arne Slot be sacked? And I said Arne Slot won't be sacked, because if they were going to sack him, they would have sacked him ages ago. Everybody called me a madman. But now, here we are. Now we are sure that Arne Slot will stay. I don't know what exactly it is that they see in him, or what they hope to gain from giving him even more money. Or are they going to turn it into another Arteta situation of trusting the process and just expecting something to happen? If I throw enough money at my problems, eventually something will move. But it's not really about the money, it's what you spend the money on. So if Arne Slot can pinpoint certain, problematic areas, because if he's getting rid of certain players, he should have replacements lined up. So if Salah is going, who is the next right winger? who do we even see in the world of football who could potentially be a like-for-like replacement for someone as good and as productive and efficient as Mohamed Salah is in terms of goal contributions and all-round play? These are the questions Ancelotti needs to ask himself, because unlike most coaches, Ancelotti is not just giving money, but he's giving autonomy over how to spend the money. Because at a club like Real Madrid, yes, you have access to funds, but Florentino Perez decides who comes and who goes. It's not really about you and who you want to play in your team. So if they are going to give him that power, Ancelotti really needs to sit up, because I believe that after giving him this money again, it's either they keep him along for the ride, like, you know, Arsenal and Arteta, or after this season, I'm sure they would give him a stern warning that, my dear sir, if we give you this money again and you spend it and we don't win any trophies and we underperform and we have disgraceful performances like we had today, then you won't last very long. I think maybe they'll give him maybe about 15 or 10 games into the next season, 10 Premier League games, 15 Premier League games. As if he doesn't cross a certain threshold, he'll be out of here.
Interesting thoughts. 0539969960 539-986-996. That's the WhatsApp text lines. You can also leave your thoughts if you're watching us on YouTube. We are live there, City Sports Ghana. Watch us, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, right? So you can also leave your thoughts. Koache, you good?
I'm good. I mean, it's been quite a shocking result, I would say.
Because I have a question for you, and it's not from me. It's someone who says you should explain. Why you guys went on to lose 4-0 to Liverpool. I don't know what you make about. I don't know where you want to start from. Maybe the starting 11, the approach, because I thought Liverpool were very good in the first half. They kept on attacking. They kept on exploiting the spaces City left, but very undecisive in the final third. And then the second half, the momentum swung to City's end. I think it was after the Semenyo goal that unsettled them a bit. Well, what are your takeaways, though?
From a Liverpool point of view, I think it's been consistent with their season so far. So while it would seem to be disappointing based on the expectation they themselves had, if you look at how they performed and how they've come up against some big teams this season already, I don't think it's shocking that they came up against Man City and they lost heavily. This Man City team themselves haven't always been consistent. So I think they would have probably fancied their chances against them. But on a good day, with Erling Haaland firing, with Antoine Semenyo picking up right where he left off from Bournemouth, I think it was just a hurdle too much for Liverpool. And for Arne Slot, it's quite worrying, because he's come out publicly and said that they only have 3 objectives left for the season. Maybe try and win the FA Cup, which was the most realistic competition to win, secure Champions League qualification, and then try and win the UCL. If they couldn't get beyond Man City and the FA Cup, I'm less confident about the UCL run now. And that just means that it's going to be a second season that is going to be, in contrast to his first season, quite disappointing. And he's never going to now be able to run away from the you won with the Jurgen Klopp team. And that's where I understand what you see. They're trying to do a rebuilding and trying to still leave him there. Maybe they're trying to prove that he can build his own team to win. I don't know whether he's done enough from this season to give him enough time. But just by the fact that he actually won the league title, I think it still gives them more faith than they probably should have, if you're looking at the football and the results that have come from it. And I don't think it's necessarily down to the players that you listed. Some of these players have actually helped them out of very tight situations this season. So I don't think it's fair to just blame the old guard and say that these players are getting old. We need to do a rechange. As soon as we do the rechange, we'll be able to get this team to perform back to where they should be. So just for that, I think that Slot will be disappointed. But like I said, it hasn't been inconsistent with the season that they've had so far. And when you hear him speak, he doesn't seem to inspire much confidence in the team either. So I'm personally surprised that he's been given this much support from the board and because I don't think the fans themselves are still backing him as heavily as they did when he initially came into the job. And to go hard, the Champions League qualification itself is looking a little tricky. except for the problems at Chelsea, you'd probably think that this would be another season where even just trying to get fifth position from a team that won the league, just trying to get fifth position, now seems to be a struggle. And like I said, it's only because Chelsea themselves don't seem to be in the best run of form right now, unlike when they were first under the new coach, Rosinia. So maybe Liverpool have a chance there, but it's also down to them to go out and win games. And they don't seem confident at all. The whole Salah move, to me, it's quite surprising because if you remember the whole saga last season about whether Salah will stay, whether Salah will go, and Salah said he felt like he was 1% staying, all these things, and then to give him the contract, for it's a 3-year contract, the best contract in Liverpool's history, for it to not even get to a full season of that contract, and then the club mutually, as how they said it, they both decided to come together and decided to terminate the contract. It's as much as these things we always say are mutual, there's always someone has to instigate it for it to be mutual. Two people can't speak at the same time. So, and I don't think Salah himself would have thought that this is all he can give to Liverpool. So this seems consistent with the rebuild, but if the rebuild doesn't build results, now to me it seems a little bit like blame shifting for a season that hasn't gone well. And that's where I'm worried whether, again, because of how he's speaking, Arne Slot is still the same man who should be leading Liverpool into that new season. And especially with, I hate to mention it, but especially with Xabi Alonso out there and free for now. And I don't know how long that would last in football. I think there are a lot of clubs that are probably considering him. I wouldn't be surprised if United are looking at him. And
United are also knocking there. They're there.
Yeah, so I think that they need to move if they want to. They should try and move smartly for the man they're trying to get and try and make sure that this is the person who can lead us beyond the season. And especially with the list you give, I don't think Slot will be on board the Gakpo leaving. That doesn't sound like a decision he'd back. So there's still a lot to see in the season.
Okay. Well, let's see what's up with Liverpool next. They do have Paris Saint-Germain to play in the Champions League. See if they can progress. Go past Paris Saint-Germain in the 2 legs because that's the only competition one. A possible trophy to win, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I'd be very surprised if they're able to get past PSG in one leg.
Oh my goodness,
that's
Liverpool.
Just like I said, it just means that it's been a very disappointing season.
Yeah,
and I don't think that should be the standard now, because when we went beyond the following years, the 30 years without a trophy, and everyone pointed out how Liverpool had reduced their standard. It meant that it meant that Liverpool's reputation went down. But I think I've pointed out before that I think that a lot of top clubs themselves have gone long periods without winning. I think United themselves went about 25 years before Ferguson came. Arsenal themselves should be entering year 21, 22, actually year 22 since Arsenal last lifted the Premier League title. So if you are not careful, it's possible to go for these long stretches of run if you don't invest well in the team, if you are not consistent and intentional with how you build your team.
Okay. Just by way of updating you, a goal from Germany is Freiburg taking on Bayern Munich. A very good goal by Manzambi. He scored against Bayern Munich in the 47 minutes played. Johan Manzambi giving Freiburg the lead. A very good strike. But why is Manuel complaining? What's he complaining about? That he didn't have a good shield from his defenders? Or he's just surprised by the strike from the player?
I think maybe he's surprised that the player wasn't closed down quicker and he had that much space to shoot at the edge of the box. But
interesting. So it's Freiburg 1, Bayern Munich 0. But I mean, there's a lot of minutes to play. Why does the guy look like Michael Olise?
He actually looked a bit like Mane, the Mane from
Wolves. Matthias
Mane. I see. But how do you call it? Bayern are definitely still going to win the league. I get.
I mean, they've been in this situation, 1 or 2 times this season that they concede early against the opponent and then later can bounce back to win. I think the only time they were unable to do so was a 1-0 loss against one of the other teams. That was their first loss, though. Yeah, but so Bayern Munich are losing against Freiburg. Guys, quick thoughts on Semenyo. Let me start off with you, Kobna. A player who was in Stuttgart and Vienna some few days ago for Ghana's 2 games against Austria and Germany. He didn't do much. I mean, the entire team was shambolic, and ex-coach Otuado. He hops onto the plane, gets back to Manchester, and he's on a score sheet for City against Liverpool. And you should see the beauty of the goal. He actually dinged the ball with his left foot.
Over Mamadashvili.
His left too. Left foot, not right.
Yeah. So, what does that tell us? The human being himself has not changed. Antoine Semenyo is the same human being, whether he plays for the Black Stars, whether he plays for Man City. He's the same Antoine Semenyo who scored all of those goals for Bournemouth. He hasn't changed. So then, what has changed? Ghanaians, what has changed? The difference is the personnel that he's surrounded with. You see, of course, we can't expect Ghanaian or let's say Black Stars players
to be like
perform
what's
at the same level as Manchester City. But certain principles should remain the same. That if Antoine Semenyo is your striker or he's an attacker and you have the ball and you see him in a good position, you see him making a run, you see him moving, give him the ball, because that is what happens at City, and that is what any sane footballing organization would want to do. You see someone in a good position, not just anyone, but Antoine Semenyo, one of the best strikers in the Premier League, but you just don't want to put him through for whatever reason. So many times over the course of this international break, in these 2 games against Austria and against Germany, and I'm sure so many other Ghanaian football supporters can bear me witness, there were numerous occasions where Antoine Semenyo was in a good position. There were numerous occasions where he was making runs. And look, correct me if I'm wrong, whether over WhatsApp or over the phone lines, please let me know if I'm making a mistake. But the gentleman is not receiving the ball. And this is a common thread that runs through when certain players come in, whether it's Iñaki Williams, whether it's Antoine Semenyo. The ball isn't coming.
Do we have a Sheki in our team?
It's not about having a Sheki. The thing is that,
do we have what's the guy's name? Nico O'Reilly in our team?
No, we don't. But we have people. That's the thing. If you have the ball and you see me,
or
Derek, behave yourself. Nico O'Reilly in the first place is not even a left back.
He's not even a left.
Yeah, he's a makeshift left back.
So he's more Kilebianchi.
But the thing is that the ball is not coming, and I don't know whether it's an agenda or it's just a coincidence, whatever it may be. But please, look, the problem here is that the ball is not coming. Simple and short. Apart from the general quality of the players around him, that one we can't fix it in 3 months before the World Cup. The players will still be the same, unless, of course, certain people we hope they return. People like Mohamed Kudus and the like. But apart from that, the level won't change that much. My issue is that when you see your teammate, especially a striker of the quality of Antoine Semenyo, in a good position, just give him the ball and trust him. I don't know what the issue is. That people can get into position in this Black Stars team. They can move, they can make runs and get completely ignored because somebody wants to win fouls. Fouls for what? What is the purpose of winning the fouls? To slow the game down when we are already behind. So that the other team won't score more goals. And the thing is that those fouls that we win, of what use are they to us? Because we don't have very proficient free kick takers from whether goal scoring positions or from crossing positions.
It's Jordan who will be doing that for you.
Exactly. And how good is he at that?
Okay.
In the World Cup qualifiers, I think he created quite a lot from set.
Yeah, he did. I remember the one he did against was it Mali? There was one, but he whipped in a few crosses that led to goals.
But then, generally speaking,
Madagascar.
Of what use?
Yes, the 5-0.
Yeah.
Because when we are on the counter,
the 5-0 was against Chad. Madagascar was 3-0. Yeah. We played them in Morocco.
Yeah. Okay. But then when we are on the counter, we see people throwing themselves or waiting to get hit. When their teammates are actually making runs, when Semenyo and the like are making runs, and the ball isn't going to them. So this is a major issue. It's not really an issue of Semenyo underperforming. There are certain players who, against whom those accusations can be leveled, but certainly not Semenyo, because Semenyo, I believe, puts in the same effort, the same self-application in each game, whether it's for Black Stars or City. He's the same player. So it depends on the personnel around him, not just in terms of quality, but especially in terms of their ability to synchronize with him and give him the ball when he wants it.
You see, there are levels to this thing called coaching, right? You know what I realized today when Semenyo was playing for City against Liverpool? So I realized that Pep actually, Semenyo and Doku kept on hugging the byline. They were never attacking the half spaces. The half spaces was left for Nico Riley and then Matheus Nunes. So they were attacking the half spaces. If you look at the goal Haaland scored, the cross from Semenyo, it started from Ryan Sheki. Sheki left the ball for Semenyo. Before Sheki gave the pass to Semenyo, Semenyo was hugging the byline. Then Sheki realizes that Semenyo makes a move. He leaves the byline and makes himself more available in the half spaces. Then Sheki releases a pass to him. Then Semenyo whips in across, and then Haaland scores. Is that not coaching?
I mean, it is, and if I'm being honest, I think it's quite similar for Semenyo's goal as well. Like Sheki made that, he made that same kind of run, and then Sheki slipped it through to him, and then rather than take the cross this time, then he went for the chip, and he was able to score that. And it's also system play, because he's also playing in a system where he's used to where everyone is going to be. He knows the types of run to make, and that's the one thing that I think was slightly confusing with Otuado's system, just because of how much he changed. Was
there a system?
I would argue with the 3-back there was an attempt for there to be a system.
I know, but which system, which teams, which team would go with a 3-back and 5 players or 4 players in front of the 3-back and yet conceding a lot of chances against the Germany team that were very wasteful?
I mean, that's why he lost his job at the end of the day, because the tactics were not making sense. But it also meant that it made it quite difficult for the players within the system to also know exactly what to do. And I kept pointing out that the changing pieces around him is also never going to help. Even if Semenyo is a guaranteed starter in the team, if the midfield or the fullbacks that he's playing with are constantly changing, it also means that he's also have to now trying to get used to how certain players play, their wavelength, when they play the ball, whether to make the run first, whether to go inside. And I think another problem with players like Semenyo is that when they get to the national team, there's almost a little bit too much expectation. If you see that a few times, once Semenyo got the ball on the wing, it's almost like he was expected to do something. Whereas at Man City, it's almost like someone else gets the ball and then he starts making the movement and tries to be dangerous. But with the Ghana system, it seemed like get the ball out wide to your best players, and when they get the ball, they do really good things. And I think you noticed that was it Fatau? Fatau had a few opportunities like that, and there was one of them. I think that was in the Austria game where he beat the man. He beat the man quickly, and then he tried to get a shot, and then he got across. He shot the ball over the pole. But that's kind of what's expected for you in a team like this. While in other team players are making movements around you to make sure that you can get the space. If there isn't that movement around you, it means that you by yourself have to do something exceptional. So either create the space or to beat your man to get a bit forward and then find a pass. And I think that's one thing that Semenyo struggles a little bit with at the national level, just the expectance of creativity. I think someone like Mohamed Kudus handles it a bit more, just because of the way, the tenacity in his play and how he's always trying to almost make something happen. And I think in, like you said, in the future, when a different coach comes in, he'll notice the different traits of these players and try and find the best way to put them together. Okay,
let me take some comments on the YouTube, and then I'll take some on the WhatsApp console. 053996 986 Let me start off from YouTube. Sweet Kwame started off the show by saying that he loves his team. Patrick 1244G79 says, first to comment because my team is unstoppable. Okay, he says, come on City. Sweet Kwame 357 says, Haaland hat-trick. Yes, it came to fruition. It says Semenyo leaves Black Stars and score and assisted. Okay. Patrick 1244 J79 says Chelsea and Arsenal, are you guys ready? Okay. It says Sweet Kwame says Shining Brother 2 is enjoying his honeymoon. Mr. Yai J Long Minta. Okay. It says Semenyo has unselfish players at City and is performing well. Okay. Shining Brother 3 in the house. Okay, Shining Brother 3 in the building. You're taking a lot of shots today, Governor. J Keck says what a shining Saturday afternoon. Okay. Semenyo to score was the easiest bet to win today. Okay. Isaac Coffee is saying that Arne Slot has been sacked. Isaac, I checked the portals. Not seen anything yet though. So okay, Kelvin Kai says Angelo, are you sure? You sure? Say you did okay. Okay. Interesting. Alright, let me get back to the messages. Kwashi, so Kelvin is asking if you're okay after that loss.
I don't know. I mean, I'm okay.
You're
I'm
fine.
Okay, yeah, it's
Okay.
like it's football. You win some, you lose some.
Okay.
Last season we won a league title, so
Yeah,
we can't win it every year.
okay. So you keep pampering yourself with the league title.
And 6 Champions Leagues.
Okay, Sid Kwame says, what a run by Semenyo. If it was Black Stars, Jordan won't pass. Okay. He says, Black Stars would be turning around looking for fouls and back passes. Shining Brother 3, you are right. Okay, I don't know what he's saying, you're right. So I'm sure some of the
Probably the Semenyo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Newton Comics 315 says, hey, just got out the examination. What has Liverpool done to themselves? Okay. Swiss Kwame says Kudus can't be shaky. Shaky likes to dribble, but he passes the ball. And well, yeah, guys, I think we need some quick education on this. Kudus has been tagged as a ball hog. So somebody who doesn't release the pass when he's supposed to, likes to kill the ball to himself a lot. Is Shaky not in the same bracket? Or you don't think so? You think he releases the...
You know, it's not really about how quickly you release the ball.
Okay.
It is the timing of the release. Because one thing about Ryan Shaky is that he loves to have the ball at his feet. Yes, he's a highly technical player. He has smooth touches and so on and so forth. But whenever he decides to release the ball, something happens. And that is it. We are not really looking for someone who releases the ball as soon as he gets it. We are looking for efficiency. We are looking for productivity. And Ryan Shaky, young player, yes, but he's been able to build that into his game. That when he releases the ball, something happens. When he releases the ball, a chance is created. When he releases the ball, the attack is able to flow through him. And that is what Ghanaians have been crying out from our star player, Mohamed Kudus.
Okay.
Because when he joined West Ham United, I remember I sat, not even in this studio, when we were still at Adabraka, I told Benjamin Nketiah that Kudus needs to pick his moments well. It's not really about holding onto the ball.
Yeah.
The whole thing is know when to release it. Because Kudus was someone who would be able to pick the ball up from his own half and start running in the very first few minutes of the game. Not in the final minutes when people are tired, but you know, at the beginning of the game, Kudus will pick the ball up and try and go on a mazy run.
Yeah.
At times it will work, at times for the most part it
And
won't.
it gets very frustrating sometimes.
Exactly.
Because I top of my head, I can actually give you 3 scenarios that Kudus is in a very good space. He's managed to dribble past, let's say, 2 or 3 players. And then there's a player running into the space. He's not ready to lay just a simple pass to the player running into the space.
Exactly. It's all about knowing when to release the ball. Because we've had players who can beat people. We've had players like that in this Ghana national team. We are not even talking about City or anywhere else. We've had players. We've seen their ability. We've seen wingers and attacking midfielders who are excellent one-on-one, who can beat players, Kevin Prince Boateng and so on and so forth. But the difference, or what we want to see from Mohamed Kudus, is the timing of the release. When you see an opportunity to lace the ball through, to put someone through on goal,
you have to do so.
You have to do so, and you don't hold on to the ball in situations where it would be simpler and more sensible to just release the ball so that the attack can keep moving. And that's what it is. And you know, he's growing up. This year he's going to turn 26 in August. He's 25 right now. At 25, you're not a youngster anymore. He's becoming a senior player, especially in this team where...
Well, he just reminded me of Marcus Rashford.
Yes.
At age 25, 26. You had some United fans saying that, oh, he's still growing. He's still a youngster. He's still developing.
And that was the same thing that was used for Jesse Lingard. Now he's playing in South Korea. They've done, he's a youngster. Now he plays in South Korea. Someone who was scoring goals at the World Cup, 2018 World Cup for England. Now he plays in South Korea. So Kudus has to get to a point where he's mature enough as a footballer to start making better decisions on the pitch.
Okay.
Because that is what will propel him from Tottenham. Because after this Tottenham, whether or not they get relegated, people will have to leave the club. Their main players, people like Mickey van de Ven, Mohamed Kudus himself, players like possibly Archie Gray and all of that. Certain people will leave the club because they don't see much potential. I want Kudus to move from a Tottenham to a proper elite team. Because if players like Michael Olise can jump from Crystal Palace to Bayern Munich, why not Kudus?
Take that daring decision.
Exactly. It's all down to him and his level of productivity and his level of maturity in his game. That is what it is.
Let me take some more messages. Sweet Kwame says Jordan wants to take every set pieces and looking for fouls. Okay. Asmani Yusuf Jamil says we are summarizing everything in the first half against Port Vale today. Okay, so Port Vale taking on Chelsea at 4:15 p.m. Marcus Kresek says Königsdorfer for Golden Boot. in what league?
Plays for Hamburg in the Bundesliga.
Wait, has he scored about 10 goals in the last few days or something that we do not know? Okay. Okay, so Sweet Kwame is reacting to the Kudus thing. He says when to release the ball. Okay, Sweet Kwame says Shining Brother 3 knows football, but he's a United fan. He said we need you on Panorama. Okay, I think we should invite you on Panorama one of these.
So Königsdorfer scored for Hamburg.
Oh, that's why he said.
Yeah, in the 61st minute.
But how many goals has he?
If you see the gap,
how many goals does he have this season?
I mean, not a lot, but
I mean, it won't even be 10. But he's not even close to Kane. Kane has scored 31.
I'm not sure he has about 15 goals.
No. He's not there at all.
I mean, for you to root and say, for you to stick your neck out and say Königsdorfer
for Golden Boot, but still,
I'm not sure what he's seen from all. He's opening in the last 8 games. Maybe he grabs about 15 goals.
It's not even 15 that he has to score. Harry Kane, as we sit here, has 31 Bundesliga goals.
Okay. Lakadeisikal says Kudus is refusing to mature. He has all the skills to be entertaining, but that maturity in passing and finding that final pass placement is missing. Okay, Sweet Kwame is reacting to the Kudus conversation. He says who will buy Kudus? City and Pep wanted Kudus but rejected and went for Semenyo Rada. Okay, 053996 996 0539 986 996. Let me just do a quick update around the league centers. Let me start off from Germany. The scores that is of huge interest to me is that Bayern Munich game against Freiburg. Bayern are still losing against Freiburg. So Freiburg 1, Bayern Munich 0. Hamburg SV do have a red card against Augsburg. And what? Madrid too is losing on one side.
Mallorca have taken the lead against Madrid.
Oh, Charlie, they'll be fine. Just 42 minutes played. Okay, Werder Bremen 0, RB Leipzig 3, and it's raining goals at Bayer Leverkusen's home. Bayer Leverkusen has scored a 4th goal against Wolfsburg. Dennis, can you check if Jonas Ajete is playing this game for me? Whilst you're waiting for Daniels, let's welcome our very old man.
No, Jonas Ajete.
He's not playing. Hey, he's not playing. Charlie, at this point, we can't afford to
Eriksen is playing for Wolfsburg.
Yeah, he's been playing a minute. We can't afford to have our Black Stars players warming the bench. Come now. Sorry, Echo.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. You good?
Thank you. I'm okay. Yourself, and apologies.
I'm alright. We did for you.
Sure. All right. Well,
he's not even on the bench, is he?
No, he's
not.
On the bench.
I'm sure the people paid attention to the 2 penalties he gifted away to Austria.
I mean, Gabby, not necessarily. If you have, if you've been monitoring him since he's moved from Basel to Wolfsburg, he's not been starting. And the reason why I was so much furious with Uchoado when he decided to throw him on in the games against Austria and Germany. Because if you know that the player is warming the bench since he's moved from Basel to Wolfsburg, and he's not getting full game time,
you go ahead and start him.
And perhaps he's not match fit, why do you throw him on? And we saw the performance that he churned out in those 2 games.
Yeah,
I think he's been poor, right? Reason why perhaps, and if you've checked the Bundesliga league log, Wolfsburg are in the relegation battle.
Yeah.
So, for me, sometimes, yes, players will think, okay, this move might help me develop myself, but it end up being more of like a case to them, right? So for me, as for Ajete's issue, in fact, in the first place, when he in the call-up, I was surprised because he's not been playing.
Yeah.
So if a player of that sort is not playing, reason why people started calling for Simpson and all that, because Simpson has been playing, even though nations have not been up there like we saw them last season. But for Ajete, I'm not quite surprised. I think that he's been poor. Sorry for my choice of words, but and you can see from the performance of Wolfsburg, so for me it's something like you said. Perhaps they watched those 2 games and they feel probably
we begin to have a rethink.
Exactly, we are really struggling to maintain our status in the German top flight, and we can't just throw him on because in those 2 games that he played, Gabby, nobody can convince me that he had very, very good games. I think it was just poor, and so they decided just to relegate him back to the bench. And for me, it's quite simple for me. That's why I was so much angry when Otuado decided to field, because he's not playing games, he's not game fit, he's not good. So why do you have to start him? These are good games, these are big games, as part of a preparation to the World Cup. So you need to call up your best players, and we're so much shaky. I think last week or last 2 weeks, coach was here and was talking about he has been shaky anytime that he's playing the back 4, back 5, or the back 3. And so for me, it's not surprising that he's not even part of the team sheet. This afternoon. I'm
looking at his appearances this season, and so he came on for 1 minute against Leipzig in February, 1 minute against Augsburg. He had 2 back-to-back games, played 45 minutes against Stuttgart, and then 90 minutes against Hamburg. That was March the 7th. He hasn't played again since then.
So you can
and then he played the 2 games.
The 2 games for Ghana.
But in light of all of this, my question is, in terms of centre backs, apart from Salisu and Alexander Jiku, what are our options?
That's a fair question.
That's a very good conversation. Salisu Jiku. We've had Jerome Opoku for
I think we've had Moomin also coming in.
Yes.
Moomin coming in at a point because he was in an integral part of during the AFCON qualifiers.
Yeah.
And I think unfortunately he picked up an injury along the line and he has not been part of the squad again since then.
Well,
so then that means we can only rely on Jonas Ajeti for the time being, especially going into this World Cup season. Or who? Because Angelo. Anybody?
But then I go back to my earlier point that I made. Gabi, I'm quite sure you watched the Unity Cup games.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Even though in the first game against Nigeria, Razak came under massive criticisms because of some of the mistakes that he committed. But against Trinidad and Tobago, he really increased his tempo in his performance. And he has been someone that on the long term you can really rely on him.
Okay.
So it is quite surprising to me that he was given the chance during the AFCON qualifiers and we saw him play in the Unity Cup. Suddenly, we are not seeing him again. What's the problem? because on the long term, you need to think about him being an integral part of this team. And so for me, I think that perhaps we just shot ourselves at the foot, because Otuado's decision making sometimes it's really, really shocking. You know, so for me, I think that if we had patience with Razak Simpson in particular, I think that when Salisu picked up an injury, I'm not quite I mean, it wouldn't be a surprising thing, right? Because we are already grooming somebody to take over from, Salisu.
Yeah.
But because we didn't have any options, look at the centre backs that we called. You know, we had about 6-7, defenders that we called.
Yeah.
And even Lacazette that people were craving and asking him for him to be included in the squad. He came on and he was just like, especially against the Germany game, I was surprised. I was shocked.
Do you think
It's
with
all
the
over the
with the
place.
with the Razak Simpson conversation, right? Yesterday, so former sports minister Edwin Ilante Van der Poel was here, and then I was
I
listening
listened
to
to the program.
he said something that was very profound to me about the Ghana Premier League players. He says they play like cold players. Charlie,
But then you see, Abi. Sorry, I said Abi. But you see, reason
Bro.
why. You see, as a country, we have failed. As a country, you see, just yesterday, even before Ben and then the minister and the guys came on air, I was discussing something with somebody yesterday in the afternoon, right? And then I was telling him that I think when Kotokriku took over, Gabi, he had a very, very good chance to rewrite a different story.
Yeah.
Because of the Anas video, we're stuck at a point, and then there was no football, no development was going on. So when he took over, you expect him to go back to the right things that Mr. Yantic was doing. How was he able to produce this caliber of players? How was he able to churn out these kind of players? But surprisingly, Gabi, will you recall?
You've missed Abi.
Gabi, will you recall the first call-up that CK Akono did?
Yeah.
Some of the names that were there.
Is that
Caution.
Is that collab that had Kit speak to Gary and says that every collab
Yes,
has
and
to
that
go
was when
through?
we had Lomote, we had Philemon
Mbafu.
Benjamin Tete and the likes. Some of the players were in there that will never merit a call up to the Black Stars. And I think that when he took over, he was in a rush. And so some of the players came in, and at a point we lost track. Before CK exited, we have almost called about 120 players into the Black Stars. You know, before Otuado came in, Chris, Milo, and then the likes, Otuado Patu. So for me, I think that at that point till now, we have really missed the point, or we have really missed a very good chance of developing our players. The reason why we are all over everywhere, when we hear this guy, there's a player playing in Cyprus with the name Abeku, then we are after him.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, I think that we have really failed. And reason why I go back, if you recall, sometimes you hear 40 players has been called to Pram Pram, 50 players have been called to Pram Pram, and you can't even keep track of these players. Where are they playing now? Where are they now? But in Antich's time, you could see, of course, he took over, and then there was this 5-year development plan. So you roll them in, integrate them bit by bit. And a classical example had to do with the U20 team that won the World Cup.
Yeah.
And then we migrated them into the Black Stars. Now, can you say that we have a standing U17, U20 team that we can pinpoint and handpick a player that, okay, this guy is injured, and so come and replace him? We don't. We don't. So for me, I think that we have really failed. This 5 years or 6 years or 7 years that Kate has been on the job, I think he's failed woefully when it's come to development of players. And that is the truth. And reason why, look at the performance that Ajite churn out. Elsewhere, he will never come back to the Black Stars. You can't. So for me, even elsewhere, look at, when Ben White decided to walk away from the English national team, they had proper players. They never cared about him.
Yeah.
But when he decided to come back, they had to integrate him into the team. But in our case, Gabi, we don't have, and we are failing to develop the ones that we have. Of course, I agree with the remarks by the former sports minister, but not entirely. I think we have some very, very good players down here. And I think he told, yes,
we'll do a good job in the Black
But
Stars.
think about this. When we went to 2019 AFCON that we exited after we listened to
we lost to Tunisia.
Yeah,
on
and then we
penalties.
went to Cameroon.
2021.
Yeah, and then we went to Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Are you saying that with this number of years, if we had groomed players, I wouldn't get anybody to play for the national team? We are struggling.
Certainly.
At 206, Samuel Sefu Kufo was playing at the highest level. He got injured, and who stepped into his shoes? Local player.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that we've missed the chance, and I think that the FA really need to set up in terms of developing our players.
Okay. So it's the Jonas Ajete that had to open another side of the conversation for you in relation to the Black Stars. But that's what we'll be doing though. We'll be keeping tabs on our players who are playing for their respective clubs with what? Less than 70 days to the World Cup. So we have to monitor them, how many minutes they do have under their belt, how many goals they score, who comes in next to take charge of the team heading to the World Cup. There's a lot of things to do and a lot of conversations to have. We're taking our first break. When we come back, there is more to talk about. Chelsea are in action against Port Vale. We'll be looking at that. Liam Rosinia has said a lot regarding Enzo Fernandez and Marco Correa. The two players are not too excited with the club's direction, questioning the club's transfer policy. In fact, let me remind the two players, they should go and watch Baghdad Ekbali's interview, where he likened Chelsea's project to that of Brighton. You using that, right? Yeah. And that the club would very soon gravitate towards that. That's about to happen. Yeah, the Republic of Football 97.3. Gabi Ofeya, we'll be back with more. This is the Republic of Football. I'm Gabriel Fair here with Echo Amwesi Samuel. Now Bain, Manuel Angelo Kwache, and I am Gabriel Fair. 0539-986-996 0539-986-996. That's the WhatsApp text lines. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can also leave your thoughts there. If you're doing radio, text lines 0539-996-996. Let me do some quick updates from the league centers. Let me start off from France. Strasbourg are playing a goalless draw against OGC Nice. Stade Brestois, or Brest if you want to say, will take on Rennes by 5 p.m. There is Lille up against Lens at 5 p.m. Then in Germany, it's raining goals there. Borussia Mönchengladbach 2, Aniam 2, Bayer Leverkusen 5, Wolfsburg 3, Freiburg are beating Bayern Munich by 2-1. Vincent Kompany 3-0 is Arsenal. Michael Olise, everybody onto the pitch. But it looks like it will be a second loss for Bayern Munich. Oh boy, you really can't count on Dortmund to, you set Bayern to the title. Hamburg SV 1, Osberg 1, Hoffenheim 1, Mainz 2. Werder Bremen are losing to RB Leipzig by 2-0. And then Stuttgart will take on Borussia Dortmund at 4:30 p.m. In the Ghana Premier League, there's one game for you. Brighton United are taking on Mediama Sporting Club. And 80 minutes played in that game. When you head to Italy, Sassuolo 2, Cagliari 1. Hellas Verona will take on Fiorentina 4 p.m. Then Lazio up against Parma 6:45 p.m. In the Dutch Eredivisie, PSV are losing to Utrecht by 2-1. AZ Alkmaar will take on Sittard at 4:45 p.m. And then Telstar up against Groningen at 4:45 p.m. Ajax will take on FC 20 at 7 p.m. And then Ecosio will take on Imegen at 7 p.m. When you head to Spain, Real Sociedad, they beat Levante by 2-0. Real Madrid are losing to Mallorca by 1-0. Then Real Betis will take on Espanyol at 4:30. Atletico Madrid up against Barcelona at 7 p.m. later today. That's the games for you today. Tomorrow, a lot more will be happening. The guys are reacting on YouTube. Sweet Kwame says, "Hey, Bayern and Real Madrid worry me." K Delhi 419 says, Joseph Edo of Celta Vigo, they ball Bautado be a swording pass. Okay. Lackadaisical says Bayern losing 2-0 to Freiburg. Okay, so it's not 2-1. Sweet Kwame says Kudus, Kamal Soa, Fatal Isaku, Jordan battling relegation with their team. Yeah. Okay. Sweet Kwame says Madrid they come spoil my investment. Says bench warmer Black Stars players.
It's not funny. Charlie, it's serious, bro.
You know why I'm laughing?
Yeah.
Because this bench warming thing, it takes me back to some few years ago.
Yeah.
When we kept on hammering on this thing that we don't call players who are warming bench at their respective clubs. Because when it comes to the national team, it shows in the performance you do have. If your national team would perform, I think a bit of it relies on the performance of the individual players at their various clubs.
Yeah.
So, just like what Semenyo is doing at City, even if you have 50% of the players in the starting 11 playing at least on the same wavelength as what Semenyo is doing, I don't think the coach will be struggling. Then the coach's tactics also count.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I know for a fact that Derek Boateng, the former Black Stars midfielder.
Yeah.
He played on the 2010 World Cup in South Africa under Milo.
Yeah.
And Gabby, I listened to a podcast and an interview. He said that he mentioned that on the podcast, and then he mentioned that in an interview. That of course, at a point you tend to credit the coach for the tactics that he deployed and all that. But then he says that Boateng says that sometimes the players on the pitch, they themselves have to take responsibility of winning games.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And the thing that he said, I go back to 2006 when we lost to Austria. I deliberately sat down and went through the Black Star squad that we.
You mean Australia?
Oh, sorry, Austria. Austria.
Austria.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when we lost to Austria in
Oh,
the friendly
okay,
game.
okay.
I deliberately sat down, went through the Black Stars squad that we sent to 2006 World Cup.
Yeah.
2010 and even 2014 that we exited in the first round. And the players that we have now, most of them will not end up playing in that team. No way. They come close to that. They don't come close to that team. And especially the 2010 squad, Gabby, it will be all those players in there were playing top flight football. Like Kingston that was playing top flight even couldn't make that squad. So like you said, it's all about also competing very well.
Yeah.
Asian, unfortunately, injury ruled him out.
Yeah.
But look at that time, Asian playing in 2010 when Tari had just won the Champions League, right? And
With
then
Inter.
Yeah, I think they won a treble.
Yes.
Right, Gabby, am I right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
that
did.
very season. They also came in. Ajiman Bedu, Jonathan Mensah came in from the 2010, from the 2009 World Cup.
Yeah.
So it's all about getting crop of players that are playing competitively and also getting a coach who really understands what he's doing. And that's why I said that look at this Black Stars team, very young. If you have a relatively young squad, what you need to do is that you bring in a manager who has more experience to be able to impact whatever he wants to do onto this kind of squad. But not when the squad is young and relatively the manager also in the dugout, he's also young. So what's he trying to channel? So for me, what we are seeing now, it's very, very worrying when you have your key players, core players playing in championship and battling in relegation, and those that are even in top flights are still battling for relegation. It's worrying.
Bayern Munich have equalized. It's 2-2 against Freiburg. So Tom Bischoff with a brace for Bayern Munich.
Both of them were belters from outside the box.
Yeah. As for the team, the title there, Bayern it's 71 points. Borussia Dortmund 61 points. So if Bayern lose today, sir, you can't put your money on Dortmund to go and do a 6-game win.
I think 2 years ago when they just had to win a game and leave the trophy, it became an issue.
Yeah. But guys, just quick thoughts on Vincent Kompany. I like how he's reacted to when he still fell behind by 2 goals. So the changes he did, I think he read the game very well. Introduced Olise, who came on into impacting, and the Bishop guy. And a few players he also brought, Kim and Jai and all of that. Come now.
The only reason why I would
is that
say
Nicolas Jackson? No, he's not.
it's
I
not
think
that
Jackson is on 7 days suspension.
Yeah.
also Jackson there. Well, the less said the better. But looking at this game, I mean, looking at Bayern's starting 11, I was quite surprised at the players they started. I think Kompany came into this game with the Champions League in mind, the game against Real Madrid this week. So he didn't put certain players on the pitch from the start. I mean, most notably Michael Olise. But Michael Olise, since coming on, has brought a positive change to the team. He's had a couple of chances, though missed, but he's definitely added more dynamism down the right flank. You can see him beating players, and apart from just creating space.
But the game is really end-to-end, though.
Yes,
I don't
it
know
is.
what's in for Freiburg. Let me check their position, because they are playing as if they are. I'm not sure they are in the relegation zone, though.
No, Freiburg are up.
Yeah, up, right?
I think they got the lead against Bayern. I think they were desperate to hold
They
on.
were pumped
to it.
up.
So, but yeah, so Bayern threw it.
Oh, okay.
They
They are 8th on the table.
Yeah.
They can actually play Conference League.
Yeah.
Yeah, conference league.
Okay, I understand. Okay, I understand where the extra.
So it's more of like
motivation is
they
coming
need
from.
to just find a way to get a slot into Europe.
Exactly. I understand where their motivation is coming from. But they've been very good.
Yes. They have been. I mean, it wasn't even just a 1-0 lead. They were able to make it 2-0. And it was only when the changes came in that Bayern, eventually grew back into the game.
Yeah.
So I think this is just an issue of them not, hitting the ground running. And when I say them, I mean Bayern Munich. Them not hitting the ground running. They didn't come in. They didn't put their best foot forward. But they've been able to bring in their starters late in the game, and they're coming good. So that's really all I can say about that.
Kwache.
Yeah, in terms of company generally, I'm still eager to see what he can do on the big stage. I like I'm impressed with what he's doing in the Bundesliga.
You are not satisfied.
I'm impressed with what he's doing in the Bundesliga. I'm not here to discredit any of the.
Are you undermining
work
companies' work in the league?
Just refer back to the points I was making quietly. Tuchel basically sleepwalked to a league title just by being at Bayern.
Who are Bayern playing again? Madrid.
Yeah.
And
in the Champions League.
yeah, and that's where the inexperience comes. It's him against Arbeloa, and both teams are obviously. Madrid
Both managers are rookies, though.
Yeah, but
it was slightly.
Slightly. If company has a league title and a promotion with Burnley under his belt.
At least something passing eyes more. And that's more.
Bundesliga league title there. If me then you go says that
you go take him.
Oh yeah, I go take.
We'd be sacked if we didn't win the league title, even if it was us. So I mean, but. That's still not to discredit. He still had to go and win it, and now it's just about proving that you can do it beyond the Bundesliga. Because there've been a lot of teams who've had success in the Bundesliga, but haven't necessarily been able to translate it into into the big one, the Champions League, the trophy that actually, at least to certain teams like PSG, Bayern, even some of the teams in Italy, but mostly these teams that dominate their league and struggle to meet struggle to replicate that from outside. The Champions League is almost the determinant factor of a good season. As good as PSG season was last season, they won the double a lot. They've won a lot of league titles. They won a lot of French cups. But what they hadn't won is the Champions League, and that's what made last season special for them.
Yeah.
And Bayern find themselves in the same position where even if they have an incredible season, unless he's going to have a record-breaking season that will extend beyond what Pep Guardiola did, and I'd find that would be difficult. I think Guardiola's record, they won 19 games in a row. Really conceded.
The game is feeling beautiful. Well, why is that jersey looking like Stoke City's jersey? Oh, it's my eyes.
It's your eyes.
It's my eyes.
Yeah, if you look at the design, it's nothing like it. It's red and black, bro.
But Freiburg are really pumped up.
Not Bayern.
I'm talking about Freiburg. It's red and white.
Bayern Munich has scored, though.
Wow.
It's 3-2.
Yeah, it's 3-2. Absolutely.
Yeah, the goal will pop up soon. It's Bayern 3,
Wow.
Freiburg
Wow.
2. Bayern just won't give up. That's a proper comeback. Okay, so that's the goal.
Yeah, I think this is the build up.
Okay, slots in the pass. Oh my goodness.
Aye. Even but this goal here,
The goal won't count.
So they lost the ball
They
and
start
all
another
that.
attack again into the box to Diaz. Oh, my Charlie, the people they defend.
You know, this is the
This should be the goal.
But the referee ought to have blown by this time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the goal. Cool shot.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
Freiburg will feel hard done by, because when they cleared the ball, you would have expected the referee to blow the whistle.
I mean, but that's at the discretion of
Was
the
that
referee.
foul?
It's a minimum of 8 minutes. Not necessarily. It doesn't have to be 8 minutes.
Carl, what is it? Lennart, right?
Yeah, Lennart
Lennart
Carl,
Carl.
incredible
Lennart
player.
You see, Kwacho was making a point, Gabi. When Company took over, right, in his first season,
Yeah.
in fact, for me, I think it was a massive risk by the Bayern bosses, because he had just sent or led Burnley to relegation, and then they decided to bring him in. In his first season, I think that he was just learning on the job, but then you could see glimpses of what he was trying to do at that time. But this season, I must confess that I've been really, really impressed by what Company has done with this Bayern team.
Yeah.
Until that defeat by Arsenal in the Champions League, he has been incredible. And at a point, he was winning without some of his key players. Musiala, who has been an integral member of this squad last season, returned from injury a while ago. Some few weeks ago before the international break. We saw I think there was a reason why he was so much bent on signing Luis Diaz, because he has been a live wire for them since he joined Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
But I think that there is something peculiar about this Bayern Munich team under Vincent Company,
Which
and that is how they press and how they are bent on winning games.
okay.
I think I watched the Classica, right?
Yeah, with Dortmund.
With Dortmund. And of course, you expect Bayern to walk onto the pitch and then try to just go in and win. But Dortmund really created the problems for them. They had issues, but then they found a way to win that game. So, as a whole, I think that he's found a way to improve this Bayern Munich team. And I think that if we're looking through Europe, if we're talking about teams that are on form and that teams that can even go all the way to lift the Champions League, I think they are one of the favorites. But I think you need to really credit what Vincent Company has done. I think he's done an enormous job. Because Freiburg, he said they went down by 2-0.
Yes.
And for them to rally back, to pick up all the 3 points, listen, for him to bench, then they did this to get, without Harry Kane.
Yeah, but Kwachi is of the view that they are yet to face
1.5.
They are yet to face a stand test. Yeah.
If you talk about
So that Madrid game, it should be.
But I think in the group phase, they played against PSG, am I right?
Yeah, they played PSG.
And they won.
Yeah.
The only team that they lost to, in Europe has to do with Arsenal.
Not necessarily about the test. It's just about, like I said, it's just how you make the season look better than it is. Does that make sense? Because the expectation of you is to win the league.
Yeah, okay.
If you're able to win the cup, it obviously adds something to your season. But from people looking out from outside, people are not surprised that Bayern are able to win the German Cup. Does that make sense? The only thing that can actually catch attention is being able to win the Champions League.
Did you watch them under Thomas Tuchel? Thomas Tuchel was winning, but then he was still getting criticized.
But the Tuchel lost a full season there. I don't think he.
No, I think he came on.
He came in at the end of Nagelsmann's season,
yeah.
and then he came in. He had the start to his season, and Tuchel himself has never been known for his wild, expansive football. I think he's always been able to coach teams to win titles, and that's probably what they expected from him because he played in the Champions League final with PSG, and he got to win the Champions League with Chelsea.
Yeah.
So, and that's as much as I keep going back to this Champions League, it's just because unless you do it with style, and that's possible. It's possible to do it with style. Guardiola did it with style, but there's just certain very few ways in which you can show to people who are observing from the outside that this team is actually, much better than every. And it's not just because we are buying Munich that we're winning the league. That this is actually a very well coached team that knows exactly what it's doing. And if you look at the players that he's relying on now, I think the quality is incredible in the forward areas. Like he has Musiala, Gnabry, he has Leonard Carl that he can play there. Olise has had an incredible season. Harry Kane is on, I think, 50 goal contributions already for the season. I think 45 goals and 5 assists. Like he has an incredible depth of talent to work with. And if the unfortunate thing is the only way that they'll be properly charged now is to to go and win the Champions League.
Okay.
Because when he came in the first season when that they didn't win the league title, and that was when Harry Kane had come in and people were talking about maybe he had brought the curse from Tottenham with him and they were not going to win trophies. All of these things have disappeared now. They've won the league, they won the Super Cup this season as well, and they've built and become a better team. And like we were saying, it's easy to discredit that because Tuchel actually did lose a league title to Xabi Alonso, and obviously that's a generational Leverkusen team.
Yeah.
They nearly went went unbeaten.
It won't happen again.
Yeah, they went unbeaten in the league. They almost went unbeaten in the till Lukman in the Europa League final. This team was going to go unbeaten. In into competitions, and like we said, that's unlikely to ever happen again. So once you put that aside and once you realize that this is actually the best team in the league, it's just about being able to make sure that dominance can tell. And I think Company has been exceptional at that, and that's where, like we said, credit needs to be given to him.
Okay, I think we should help our brothers on YouTube. The guys are crying that Madrid is also losing. 60 minutes played. Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez. No, that's the name of the referee. At the Stadio Mallorca San Juan.
Julio and Ciso just scored for Strasbourg.
Yeah.
This guy, I've always liked him.
I mean, I thought he should have gone to Chelsea. I didn't get how that whole move ended up with him going to Strasbourg.
During his days with Brighton.
Well, there was an agreement like that for him, put in place for him to go to Strasbourg and play, and then later come to Chelsea.
I think he has this qualities of always trying to fire from the outside the 18-yard box. Yeah. I think it's one of qualities as an attacker, and I've always admired him. I have always admired him because I think he's very, very quick. His decision making is so brilliant, and he just look at this goal that he just scored. Calm, and I mean, just look at that.
You know who he reminds me of? The way he moves, Lorenzo Insigne. Yeah, the way. So the same way.
Carl reminds me of Insigne, but it's the height.
The height, yeah. He has a maybe he'll probably be slightly taller than Insigne. Only that he plays for what? Paraguay.
Yeah.
Some footballers they have to swap nationalities. One, this guy Julio Inciso, Kivisha Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah, Kvaratskhelia.
Then who against
Mkhitaryan.
Mkhitaryan, Edin Dzeko.
Soboslai.
I mean,
bro.
hungry though.
Hungry win what?
No, I mean,
Hungry will win anything. Not even the Euros. Like, when would this be? Because look, it will get to a point when
he pushed cash win at Euros. So
when
using that.
he did, but that era, how do you think that will happen again?
I mean, Greece won in 2004.
When your fans want to make arguments for you, what is there to show from the national team bets? Nothing.
It also counts.
If Kvaratskhelia, look at if Kvaratskhelia is playing for let's say France or Spain, plus what he's doing at PSG, I don't think he'll be in the Ballon d'Or shout.
I think he'll be.
Nobody's mentioning his name because he's playing for Georgia.
Yeah.
So
I think he would have gotten the shouts. I mean, people will be asking for his nomination.
Yeah,
because I think since he's moved from Napoli, he's really been a key player for PSG.
Yeah,
you know.
There's some of these players there. I really feel because this Enciso guy, he's very good.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him at Brighton when they played in the the Europa League.
Yeah, he just had some injury issues, and I think that affected his time at Brighton. But he's always been a top player. But also to credit Gary O'Neill, things are not going so well for Liam Rosinia, but it looks like
forget him, he will be sacked. Forget
William.
Oh, bugger! That's so rough. Oh, watch him today. Have you seen his lineup today?
Tactical Liam Rosinia. Okay, guys, let's quickly talk about
of men.
Madrid, and then we'll come back to Chelsea. That game is at 4:15 p.m. So Madrid started with in a 4-4-2 formation. Lunin is in post, a back four of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Rudiger is playing with Dean Huijsen, and then Carreras as the left back. There's other Gula, Kamavinga, Chouameni, and then Hanel. And then the front two, they've got Brahim Diaz and Kylian Mbappe. On the part of Mallorca, Roman, Mafio, Valgens, Mascarella, Mojica, Morales, Dara, Samu, Torre, Luvumbo, and Muruki. Charlie. But Madrid is losing though. It's 1-0. On the table, Madrid is second. If they lose today, the point gap between they and Barca will be about 6 or 7. Because Barca do have 73 points. Madrid are second with 69 points.
Yeah.
Barca do have a game to play later against Atletico.
Against Atletico Madrid.
Today.
That's a game they can lose.
Yeah. Challenge. And per way you're watching here, it doesn't look like Madrid have got any ideas of coming back though.
When I saw of course I was somewhere, so I had to run back and then come here. But when I saw the lineup, I was asking myself why he decided to go with Mbappe in the first place. Because, in my own opinion, I think that in his absence, Vinicius has really stepped up and he's carried this team in difficult times. And so you need to, of course, you might also agree that maybe he's coming from the international break and all these things. But I was thinking that you keep him on. Because you are chasing it. It's not like as if you are on the top of you sit top of the pile. You are chasing it, and like you rightly said, if they should drop points today, then the gap between them and then Barca keeps on. I mean, getting big. And I think catching the way Barcelona are playing, for you to catch them up, you also need to pray and hope that. I mean, they also drop points along the way, but then it will come back to you because it is the hopes that kills. You know. So for me, I had that was my only disappointment. Of course, there has been also an argument where anytime that those two players are on the pitch, Real Madrid seem not to get the balance right because one will attempt to press, the other wouldn't, and then the other will expect the other to work for him to get the ball so that he can put it at the back of the net. But there was no connection. It could have been two.
Strasbourg.
So, you mean Strasbourg?
Yeah.
Oh, they've scored again.
Yeah, that was
so
a bullet.
Yeah. So for me, I think that in the Real Madrid case, I don't know, but the back line, no issue for me. Adegula, we've seen what he could do.
Yeah.
But I think that it really didn't work for them in the first half. Mbappe came close, but it just looked like, I mean, Mallorca is having a game plan, and it's really working for them. And that is why I earlier on said that you go with your best foot. Allow Vinicius to start. You should feel him there. Let him play. Because he's been the key figure for you when, I mean, Mbappe is out. And I think that, 66 minutes played.
Yeah.
And this Mino teams, quote unquote, if they get that one goal at the back of your net, how they
Very
will tend to
difficult to
frustrate
do, yeah.
you. So you need to field your best players. Let them play. If Mbappe will come off the bench, that's something that you need to think about. But now you fielded him, you consider in the first half, and second half it looks like they are creating more problems for you. I mean, Mallorca could have just doubled their lead some few minutes ago. So for me, I think that, in my opinion, the decision to start really Mbappe really didn't really work for me. I think that you field your best player, and then another thing has to do with, I've always said that goalkeepers will win you games, goalkeepers will win you tournaments, big cups. And we've seen the influence of Courtois. Anytime that, Madrid, it looks like they are going to concede more games or they are going to lose games, he steps up and then he saves
to the
them.
rescue.
You know, but now he's injured and I don't know when he's going to come back. And Loden is in post and then he concedes. So for me, I think that for the Courtois bit, you can't really complain much because injuries are part of the game.
Yeah.
But then that decision to go with Mbappe ahead of Vinicius, really, I think that could be the problem for me.
Yeah, just to touch on the Vinicius and Mbappe thing, I think even I've seen them have good games together, but I think for either of them to shine, I think they both relied on one of them being the center of attention. And I think there have been times this season I think Vinicius has been more. I don't say reserved. I say he's been a little more reserved, and he's allowed Mbappe to have that sometimes. But I think it's just
he's gone quiet in some of the games.
Yeah, and it's just obviously it goes back to the same problem, them all drifting back to the left hand side and trying to cut inside and have that impact. And obviously with Rodrigo is injured, but we saw how that also affected him when he was trying to get into the game. I don't think they have many better options. Like Brahim Diaz is good, but I don't think he's at the level of the two of them yet. And if Mbappe is not playing like an out and out forward, I don't think they necessarily have a striker who can come in. Gonzalo Garcia is an incredible talent, but he's not necessarily at that level to come in. Fit within the two of them, and I just think when the two of them play just as the two up front, they just struggle with who is going to be the creator and who's going to be the person running onto the ball, who's going to hold on to the ball and who's going to be the one making runs and expecting the ball. And there were times this season where Vinicius was able to slip the ball through to Mbappe in the same way that Sheki was doing today, and Mbappe was able to profit of that. But at the same time, you can't always expect it to be one way when both players feel like they are equally talented to do both things.
Okay.
For Mallorca in particular, this win takes them out of the relegation zone. I think they are on. Will take them to 31 points, 2 points above the relegation zone. They will be able to hold on to the win. So for them, it's a really vital win. And against Real Madrid, there will always be a famous victory if they are able to get it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see Mallorca can hold on to the lead against Real Madrid in that Spanish La Liga game. 053996 053996. Madrid losing to Mallorca by 1-0.
I wanted to add the point that this may sound unfair, but I don't think I've ever seen Trent play a good game outside of a Liverpool jersey.
No, he's yet to. But he's actually yet to. I agree.
And
what is
just
now? Okay, he's the one there.
And I think since Arbeloa has come in, he's almost at the right wing now. He looks like he's been able to play more forward and play a bit more like how he was at Liverpool. But it's also a difference in how the build-up works. Like there's less reliance on him. And when it was Salah that side to be the creators in play, because right now, like we've spoken about with Real Madrid, it seems like majority of the time, if they are moving the ball and it's being moved through the phases, they'll end up on the left hand side of the field. It's only going to because of the players who they have up front. So it means that it'll be his job then to now always be trying to go across to find Vinicius and Mbappe, which means like there'll be less reliance on him in terms of build up. Defensively, yes, he's probably going to be very, very key for them. But as you can even see now on the field, in terms of build up of the play,
he's always very high up the pitch. He's very, very always high up the pitch.
Because he's not that good defensively, it always means that he always has a track.
Madrid are
back
one-man
or come
shots.
out, yeah. And when Madrid were trying to get Alphonso Davies when he was had went on free on Bayern, and I think they so that's a little something what they go with Falan Mendy, but they have someone who can run up and down already on the left hand side. They don't necessarily need someone who isn't as fast. Maybe he's probably better creatively, but he isn't that fast on the right hand side, and that means that defensively he's going to be a liability. So someone like Caballero makes sense, even though he's much older now, and that means he struggled for him this season. But it means that he makes more sense. Even Fran Garcia wasn't as solid, but someone who is willing to do the defensive work more, so that whoever is on the left hand side doesn't always have. There's not always an imbalance with both fullbacks running forward.
Okay. Let me take some messages on the WhatsApp console. Richard Ajete from Ashiaman Aviation says it's because the jersey numbers are different. And the Black Star should give him the number 42. He's talking about Antoine Semenyo. Right now, that's very rich. You have to swap jersey numbers for Semenyo to perform. Okay. Danilo says Slot is slotting Liverpool. He's making them look ordinary. Okay. Samir from Kofodia says, I'm really worried about how Arne Slot's approach against PSG in the Champions League. It looks tough to beat them. Liverpool's struggling, and some fans like me are questioning if he's the right fit. Losing matches like that isn't what we expect. He's got to step up, or they might need to consider someone else. They're not considering anybody. And Slot is a manager till till. So you have to take it like that.
But you can't. You see, I've never seen a defending champions performing like this. Of course, you can point out
Chelsea,
yeah,
Man U.
I mean, to say Mourinho's time, I think it was terrible. That very season, until when he got sacked. But for them to lose how many games? 15 this season. I've never seen it happen before.
So I think 10 in the PL. The first time they've racked up that number, 10 in the PL.
I mean, there've been few.
The first time in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
The losses you are talking about losses. You said draws.
I'm just pointing out that I think they have less than 5. How many draws?
Big fan.
I'm not an Slot fan. But I'm just pointing out how many draws do they have?
What?
Liverpool. How many draws have they had? I think they've had about 3 or 4 draws.
In the Premier League.
In the Premier League or all competitions?
In the Premier League.
Okay.
In the Premier League particularly, and it's just it's always been a fine balance. They somehow seem unable to either. Obviously, they do some games. They do against some of the bottom team. They do against Sunderland. They do against Leeds United. But they've been unable to. Just when you're not able to win the game, don't lose it. They struggled with that thing.
Yeah.
7 draws.
Seven
draws.
7 draws.
in the Premier League alone.
The Premier League.
7. So what? Explain. Tell us.
No, I just think I just think that is not really good enough.
So 10 draws. How many losses?
10 losses, 7
sorry.
draws.
10 losses, 7 draws.
14 wins,
14
7
wins.
draws, 10 losses.
Bro.
How many goals conceded?
Goals conceded. Liverpool 42.
I've never seen a defending champion perform like that before.
Let's try in 2016, 17. We're not.
Now you're pulling out.
I'm just
putting out
figures.
Teams that went to be
defending
supposed to
champions.
win the league.
But then
Wait, the season Chelsea in 2015, did Chelsea not win any of the domestic competitions?
No.
2015.
The
2015.
15-16 season
Yeah.
after no.
They didn't win.
No,
any.
15,
14-15 is when Chelsea won the league.
Yeah, Premier under Conte.
Under Mourinho.
Mourinho.
Under
So
Mourinho.
I'm talking about the season there. So after winning, when they struggled, I
Yeah, that's
thought
when they
won.
struggled and you were losing, and Willian was just scoring free kicks to salvage games.
Yeah,
You remember the
true.
days so well.
Yeah.
They didn't win FA Cup or Carabao Cup.
No.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, they had Conte came the next
So,
season and then
okay,
won it
so you're saying
on the back
Liverpool-
of what he called the disaster season,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
remember. Yeah.
But I think for the Liverpool game, I think the very first season opener against Bournemouth, where they had to win by 3-2, where Semenyo scored a brace, you could really see that there are spaces within this team. And if we're a very good team, and if you step up to play against them, you'll be able to score goals. And if they are losing games, they concede more than one. Okay, and it's a concern. You know, they lost to City at home and then they've lost to them. I mean, in the FA Cup. I think in the entire season they've played three games against them, and they've not been able to win any of them.
Yeah.
You know, like he just all the records that Liverpool has against City. He's just losing all of them. but you can't spend this much and still not win some games. Not win convincingly. I think that's a major concern. If you are losing these games, if you go to the Parc des Princes where you need to play against PSG, where they have quick and sharp attackers and wingers, where they can cause problem and damages, then it's a cause for concern. You look at the performance of Virgil van Dijk today. Listen, I think that there is really, really a cause for concern for Liverpool. You can't really spend this much and not have very, very good defenders. Anytime I see Joe Gomez in the setup, I begin to panic. I begin to panic. Because he's been there all these years, but his impact, no disrespect, has been very, very minimal. Very, very minimal. Reason why, Slot doesn't seem to trust him. So even when he's not having his regulars, he will still have to find somebody to come and play that right back for him. So for me, for Liverpool, I really don't. I think, I don't know whether it's psychological, I don't know. Because some of the games that you expect them to put up a very good performance, then they go in there and they just flatter and then they concede. Because conceding 4 against City, Gabi, it's just an embarrassment.
Yeah. So the point I was building was, so at the start of the season, Liverpool didn't draw any games until December. That was the first time. And if you remember, they were going on a losing run. Then they started going on this better run, but they were not losing. So they're drawing a lot of games. Drew twice against Leeds. They drew against Burnley. And they were, rather than losing games, they managed to get themselves a bit compact. And somehow it looked like Arsenal had been able to turn around because they weren't losing games. But it looked like when they started facing better opponents, they haven't quite been able to transfer this and make the season look better than it is.
Okay.
And obviously, to go through the game, and they've only won 14 games, they failed to win 17 games in the league. That's not good enough. Regardless of whether it's draws or losses, that's not good enough from Arne Slot.
Okay.
But Gabi, very quick one. Yeah. I don't know if the guys on here have been able to. What's wrong with Salah?
Yeah,
I saw his penalty
He
missed.
missed the penalty again today.
We had an earlier conversation about
he's
him.
had a
And you should see that chance. He missed a very big chance.
He's had a few of those this
Hit
season.
the ball to throwing.
And now that's the irony. If you look at the players that he gives
it's not like
contracts.
I'm making fun of.
Oh no, but
for me, it feels sad because today, one thing I picked from him was that you could actually tell from his face that look, bro, like. I think I should just leave. Leave already.
And
because
the thing is, it's not like other players where other players get I don't know exactly. He looks like he's getting himself into the same position, but once he gets into that position, he's just not the same player
anymore.
And he's never been
because that chance I was talking about. It was a long hit from the goalkeeper in Giorgio. He just takes a one touch. I think he beat Maguire. And then he had a ball in front of him, so it was just him and Trafford.
And he ballooned it somewhere. I saw his penalty and I was like, Mo doesn't. He's not somebody who misses. Suddenly he's failing to score for Liverpool ever since that he had this issue with.
I think
after that 3-3,
a change of environment.
After that draw against Leeds and that outburst with the media,
the whole season hasn't been good for him. And the thing is, I think Salah has always never been his technique. Like he's good technically, obviously. That's why he's one of the best players in the world. But he's never had that technique in terms of when he's striking the ball. It's not fortunate, obviously. He knows what he's doing, but there's a lot of times where it looks like he's able to make something happen without necessarily being technically at that level yet. Sometimes he looks very you say pete, or he looks very and it sometimes just when things are not going well, it looks really bad.
But I think other people have also argued that the exit of Trent and the angle of the guy who was involved in an accident, Jota, and then Luis Diaz. These are people who really were
and even Darwin
getting
Nunes.
him on boss.
That's another side of the conversation we actually have.
But then, if these 4 guys are normal in the club spends a lot to bring in some very good players. Of course, I understand where they need to adapt and then hits the ground running. But you don't expect Mo to drop to this. To this level.
So it talks about the team cohesion because the players you mentioned, he actually played with them for a very long time.
Of course,
Trent, Joe Gomez, the late Diaz. He played with them for about 6-7 seasons or 5 years, if you want to make, and to bring in, it's not to bring in Jeremy Frimpong, to bring in all of these players. I don't think it will work well for him. Okay, let's talk about the next game. Chelsea taking on Port Vale. That game will kick off at 4:15 p.m. at Stamford Bridge. One of the teams that actually needed the international break was Chelsea. Yeah, but it wasn't all quiet because they had Enzo Fernandez granting an interview and Marco Correa also calling out the top hierarchy. He actually questioned the club's transfer policy and the club's direction. Fernandez too on the other side he said that one of the cities he loves is Madrid, and he said, "Well, I think he spoke about the food too, or something like that."
That's so controversial. Like this is
on
South
the back.
American
Wait,
boy.
this is on the back of Chelsea losing to PSG.
Yeah.
And you have a break, you go and have an interview and say that the city you love most is
He was
Madrid.
asked
They lost to Everton.
They lost to Everton. Okay, so there was the
Chelsea's
PSG
captain.
loss, there was the Everton
No,
loss.
It was PSG, Newcastle, and then Everton.
No, but you're a journalist. If you ask,
Fair enough. I'm not blaming him. I'm not saying you
should.
shouldn't go and say what he said. But no, I have an
I
issue.
disagree with you.
You shouldn't
no,
go and say
I
what-
disagree with you.
Okay, fine.
You don't say that. You don't say that.
Okay, good. My only problem is that
Would you like to live in Madrid, Gabi?
what?
Would you like to live in Madrid?
Oh yeah, allow to
Does that
be
mean
mad.
you want to go and work at Marca? Does that mean that you're no longer interested?
That
in
means
being
that if
here?
Maka comes calling, I'll go. That's what Fernandez
Be
means.
careful before you get suspended.
No, listen. What I don't understand is that at the press conference, Liam Rosinia was asked something. I mean, he confirmed there that he wasn't going to start Fernandez, and because of what he has said in the interview, and it's a similar thing to what Marco Correa said, because Fernandez also questioned the club's direction, and Marco Correa also questioned the club's direction.
I mean, did Fernandez directly question the club's direction?
He didn't directly, but what he said.
Cucurella was playing. Why did you sack the manager? Why are you signing young players?
No, Fernandez also spoke about the departure of
Maresca.
Enzo Maresca. Cucurella too said the same thing. But the head coach in Liam Rosinia says that he isn't going to involve Fernandez in the game week today against Port
Port
Vale.
Vale, and then the next game
But
against.
Cucurella is playing. I don't understand that bit there.
I mean,
Well,
fortunately, okay.
Okay. Well, for me, I was going to say, to whom much is given, much is expected. You know, Enzo Fernandez is in a high-level leadership role. He's the captain of the team. So for you to not just question.
One off. I keep hearing he's the captain. Isn't Reece
Yeah,
James the
one,
official
yeah.
captain?
Okay, yes, that's true. That's true. But
Reece
I
is
mean,
dealing with injury.
yes, but Reece James with his constant injury woes, you know, Enzo Fernandez has been more or less the captain of the team. He's a, high-level leader. He's a protagonist of the club. So for you to not only question where the club is going, which is fine, at the end of the day, players can, voice out their opinions on where the club is going.
So first off, he's human.
Yes, he's human. But
And he loves
apart
Madrid.
from that, yes, you see, that is the problem. Then my favorite city is Accra. It's not
okay.
Kumasi. You see, so then you say that your favorite city is Buenos Aires. If you say your favorite city is Madrid, and then you go as far as saying that, I would love to stay there. You go, waxing lyrical, and no, it doesn't sit well. Your favorite city, apart from your hometown in Argentina, your favorite city should be London.
Not Madrid.
No, it should be London, because that's where you play, because that is where
You disagree. I
that
know
is
you
where-
But
disagree.
the question was,
That is
what city would you like to live in, Madrid? At least that's based on the understanding. Obviously, maybe the journalist himself was being a little naughty. He knew what he was trying to get out of the question. But the implication of the question, at least the way his agent is explaining it, is that he was asked, what other city would you like to live in? He lives in London already, so he can't say he wants to live in London.
Good. So Buenos Aires, he doesn't live in Buenos Aires
No,
right
but
now.
he's lived there already. It defeats the purpose.
But
of
he
the
doesn't
question.
live there right now. So you say Buenos Aires, or you mention another place. You used to play in Lisbon for Benfica.
Yeah.
So say Lisbon. That
Okay.
you miss the place. It's a lovely city, and you love. You go back there as often
So
as
you
can.
think that the player should have been smart in answering?
Exactly. No, the thing is that it's not like he wasn't smart too.
Okay.
He knew what he was
He
doing.
was doing okay.
I do believe he knew what he was doing.
And,
Oh,
and
yeah,
you,
but
see, you see a
that is
lot
the
of
wrong
that now.
thing.
That I'm sure I don't remember exactly the place, but Caicedo too said something very positive. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
seen those reports. He said, "You never know in football."
Yeah,
And once
anything
that
can
Chelsea
happen,
alone,
But
which
then
is very.
in Caicedo's own, he had earlier said that
He wants to
he would
Chelsea
want to
alone.
be a Chelsea legend. So you need to look at it from those.
Oh no, but
perspectives.
that's my
So you
point. It
see,
depends on what he
in
was
everything,
asked. I don't
context
think
matters.
Fernandes would not want to be a Chelsea legend if he was asked directly. He wouldn't say no. I don't be a Chelsea legend. I want to go to Madrid right now.
Do you guys not think that the players have looked at Chelsea's stand on the league log and they are beginning to ask themselves that what if? So they are doing a what if? What if we miss out on Champions League football next season?
Mm-hmm.
Because Cole Palmer's situation also came up, and then the top hierarchy was like he's untouchable. You would have to cough out 150 to 200 million pounds
To get him.
to get him. What club would do that?
But even to talk about that, I think all of us on this round table, will agree that I think Madrid have equalized.
Yeah, Madrid have equalized. Is that
Yeah.
what? Is
Yeah,
that
they
Rodrigo?
Militao.
Yeah,
Militao.
Militao. Yeah, it's now 1-1.
Trent.
Oh my bro. Why Trent's whipped in the cross?
Yeah.
The way they put the
Yeah,
camera on him,
whipping
he
in
probably
the
probably got an
whipping in
assist
the
on that.
cross, and I think it's a header or
Probably a
something
set
like that.
piece.
Yeah.
But
No, it was a corner from a corner.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's look at that. Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
Trent.
Oh,
Yeah.
Charlie, we missed this.
That's
For
just header,
Liverpool.
yeah.
Wow.
Very
That's-
deep header.
Our swinger finds Eda Militao,
he's
a
one of
towering header,
Yeah.
goes past the goalkeeper, 1-0 Madrid.
very very similar to Sergio Ramos 2014.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah, yeah. But the point that I was making is that all of us on this round table will agree that the decision to sack Enzo Maresca was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
or for him to come to the sporting directors and tell them that, listen, I'm going. I think that in the first place, if you are really serious and you are building a project, you will need to sit down and revise your notes and ask why do you want to leave.
Yeah.
You need to have a resolution. You meet me halfway, I meet you halfway.
Yeah.
You know. And so on that score, we all agree that decision to allow Enzo Maresca to leave, Gabi, I think it was wrong, completely wrong,
I'm with
because
you.
we are building something
It
with
looks,
young
so,
players.
it looks like the players are, some of them have not recovered.
Exactly. And since his exit, you could see the performance. It has not been the same.
Okay.
So for me, that is one thing that we need to all admit. For me as a Chelsea fan, that very day, that 1st June statement, that 1st January statement.
Yeah, Charlie, he started at 2026 with
Yeah.
without a
Bang.
coach.
Charlie, 12 p.m. Pepe, then these guys released the statement. So for me, that is the first thing. But you see, Gabi, I have never been a fan of players going on international break and deciding to do this, talking about other clubs.
You remember the last player who did that? You see where he ended him?
But
Lukaku.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think these interviews are done before the international break.
And then he
sometimes.
released them.
Yeah,
But
so
sometimes
it's almost like
done,
you're out of content during the international break. You don't
but
have
some of
any
them too
pressure
are
out.
done there.
And over there, but I mean, those
Yeah.
ones are done purposely with the intention of like it's the outlets I'm talking about. So when you speak with a local outlet, you can speak your own language. Now when you go back to your country, you can just see them misinterpreted what you said.
Yeah.
That's the common trick that they use. But I think when you have an interview with an international outlet where you either speak in English, you said what you said, like regardless of where
but
you
you
were.
see,
or
the
the
point is
consequences.
that
Fernandez's
You-
interview was
it?
done, it was in his local dialect.
Yeah.
Spanish, yeah.
I think
Spanish.
ESPN Argentina or something like that are starting to be corrected. But the point I'm making is that, like he said, you are part of the leadership, right? So some of the things you don't say. You look at his contract. I think his contract will end 2033 or 22. So it's a very long-term contract.
Yeah, I was going to agree with that. That's another thing that the Chelsea players have to start getting better at, like forcing
Which
your way
one?
out of clubs. These are
Okay.
they're on players who are on contract to 7, 8, 10 years.
No, but you see, Kwachi, Madueke was on a very long-term contract,
Yeah.
but
It was
Arsenal came in,
8 years.
yeah, and gave them 15
but
million, and then they allowed
Chelsea
him.
wanted to sell him. But
That's-
if you're a player that Chelsea players value in,
Wow, there's a problem. There's a problem. Wherever Coach Nimley is, problem is in the
Problem
team.
day.
Mallorca 2,
You better call
Madrid 1.
Jesus.
Real Madrid are losing at this point. What, 5 added minutes? Oh, my goodness.
Look at his face. Look at Trent. My goodness. Oh no.
At this
want
one,
to
I
see.
think they'll lose the game.
Yeah.
I really
Deservedly so.
What are they
Deservedly so.
complaining about?
I think we should all be patient and let's see the replay, and then we can all understand what happened.
Muruki,
Richie.
he looks about 40 years old.
Charlie.
Plays for Kosovo. Very good striker.
I
you know,
see.
consistently gets over 15 goals in the league.
Kosovo.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Vedat Murici.
I mean, Gary said Charlie Kosovo.
I know it's a Kosovo. We get Ghanaian players for the.
Oh yeah, Charlie.
Ghanaian players. Even Ecuador, we get Ghanaian players.
Oh, there's a Ghanaian who plays for the Ecuadorian national
yeah,
team.
yeah. His name, I think it's something Yeboah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it John?
John Yeboah. Yes.
John Yeboah, yeah. I saw him during the qualifications. I was like, But this guy is Ghanaian. Yeah. Joy Boy, he's playing for Ecuador.
Charlie.
Yeah. So I think there was a pass where Trent failed
The
to
goalkeeper cannot do anything about
Trent failed to launch in a tackle, and then they squared it, and then
So
yeah.
we have
Ali,
seen.
the boys say they're my investment cast.
So now, when Thomas Tuchel leaves Trent at home for this World Cup, we understand. Because
he's not
He was never even going
he
to
was
be part
never
of-
going.
Tuchel-
That's
I
why he's
understand.
26. He
From
named
now,
it.
you should know Tuchel by this time. He looks he has a certain way of playing football.
Yes.
Trent is never going to fit in that.
The thing is that
You leave the back and go for
you
it.
leave
Who
the
will do
back and
job?
go for it. No. You can't do that.
I mean, there's a 26-man squad. He named a 35-man
Man squad, and
provisional
he didn't
squad.
go.
He didn't make it.
Players got injured,
That
and he
right
called
back
a different
slot,
right back.
I think if Reece is fit, he starts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
if it's
agree.
fit, he
If
starts.
it's fit, yeah.
If he doesn't start, I think the guy Tino Livramento.
Yes.
The Newcastle guy.
Yeah,
Livramento
it
go.
should be.
Mm,
That's the way to kill play. He likes very rough players.
yes.
But Sam, you were making a point.
Yeah, I was
about
making a
it.
point about the Enzo interview. I said I've never been a fan of players going on international break and decide to talk about other clubs
Yeah.
that want to be here. Come on, you're on a very long term contract. You need to stay focused. And he said you mentioned something. What if Chelsea do not end up playing in Europe next season? That is why the season is not over. That's why you need to punch above your weight to earn a spot in there. So there are some games that they've lost. Like I just simply can't understand, especially the Newcastle game that they lost at home, and then they got Everton. They went to Everton, and then they got thumped by 3-0. Very, very, very subpar performance against Everton. So you need to step up, because until that collapse against PSG, Chelsea were okay. But those two games that they played before the international break, it was really, really disappointing. And Enzo being part of the leadership, you don't do that. Of course, players have ambition, and if you look at how the project is going, I have always argued that, see, these guys have money. When the John Henry took over Liverpool, they decided not to spend. Reason why they were playing in Europa League, they will go to the final and they will lose. The next season they will be kicked out and all that. But the man sat back and decided, listen, if I don't invest, I can never win. So he went to Southampton. But who was the first player that he bought? He bought Virgil van Dijk, becoming the most expensive defender. And what has been the results? He has won. So if you have money, you don't just throw it around. Bring in players. And the reason why yesterday there were reports flying around that now Chelsea want to revise their note and go into the market and buy players with more experience in Premier League
now they want to
players.
do?
Yeah, they want to do that. So for me,
Interesting.
it's just very simple. For me, you have the money. If you want to do a project, I think that everybody was calling for it. Add experience to these players.
Yeah, because
Add
Kukurea said that
exactly.
in that game against Madrid, that game against PSG,
PSG,
it was
yeah.
experience that
Exactly.
the
Let them down.
inexperienced bit that
And you
let
see,
them down.
and there is a typical example in Europe now. Look at what Luis Enrique has done with the PSG team. A bit of experience, and then with young players, and look at how they are playing. Look at theirs. I mean, they are centre back pairing with Marquinhos and Pacho. Experience. Marquinhos. A bit of. More energetic play and then fresh blood in Pacho, and it has been working for them. You look at the right back. Hakimi, left back Mendes. In midfield, you get this young talent in there, Vitinha, and then João Neves, and then Fabian Ruiz, more experience. Up front, you have Doué, you have Dembele or Bracola.
Yeah.
But you see how it's done. So for me, I think I have always said that change the narrative, revisit your notes, and add more experience into this team. And I think that Chelsea will come good. But what Enzo said, and for Liam Rosinia, for him to decide to suspend him for 2 games. Fortunately, yesterday I was watching the live press conference, and when he decided to suspend, I was like, okay, Kukurea said the same thing. So why are you not suspending him? Perhaps what came to mind is that maybe in midfield he has more options.
Yeah.
At the right back, perhaps.
Someone said he's always fancied Andri Santos. So
Yeah, he played under him at Strasbourg.
Yeah.
So maybe at right back or left back he has more options. He doesn't have options, but maybe in midfield he has more options. But I think that what both Cucurella and Enzo Fernandez said, I think is you don't do that. You don't go to the press and say that if Barcelona come calling, it will be difficult to turn them down. Bro, you have a contract. Stay focused and then see whether you finish the contract. You want it out or not. But I have never. The point I'm just making is that I've never been a fan of players going on international break and decide to talk about other clubs.
Okay.
It looks like you are not even interested. You are not even focused. I mean, on what you are even doing in the first place. And so for me, I think it's the right thing to do. But you don't suspend one player and then try to keep. I mean, just the other player. You don't do that.
Okay.
I think it's unacceptable.
Well, it's all over. Mallorca have beaten Real Madrid by 2-1, and you should see the fans of Mallorca are very elated. They've gotten one past Madrid. Let me run you through the starting 11 for Chelsea's game against Port Vale, and then we'll take our second break. When we come back, there's more talk for you. Chelsea starts with Robert Sanchez. He's back in post. A back four of João Hato, Adebayo Tosin, Wesley Fofana, and Malo Gusto. Andri Santos is starting. There's Romeo Lavia. Esteval is back into the starting 11. Cole Palmer playing as a 10 today. Pedro Neto playing on the left, and then João Pedro is the striker for Chelsea Football Club. On a part of Port Vale, it's back five. Gauchi is in post for Port Vale. A back five of Gordon, Hall, Humphreys, John, and Gabriel. A midfield three of Walters, Ojo, Gariti, Sharif, and Vane. Yeah, so Port Vale taking on Chelsea at 4:15 p.m. Just 1 minute to go. In fact, 39 seconds to kick off. Port Vale are 24th in League One, sitting rock bottom. In fact, they are bottom. Can you say something?
No, I was saying they're last. I like you're being very diplomatic about 24.
Yeah. So someone will be asking about who's the last team. In fact, they are last. I should have said last.
They are the
So
ones.
Port Vale are rock bottom of League One. And imagine since they come to the Stamford Bridge divisions. Hey,
It's the type of you can't
Then
win
right after the referee blows his whistle, Liam should pack his bag and leave. Hey, because you can't beat this team. Hey.
But
my goodness.
it's not completely impossible because them being in League
yeah.
One, on their way here, they've beaten Bristol, they've beaten Fleetwood,
Yeah.
then they beat Bristol City, then they beat Sunderland.
You see the way Wrexham stretched Chelsea in the
Yes.
in
the
that
fifth
cup
round.
game.
Yes.
Fifth round.
Yes. So Port Vale having knocked out Sunderland recently, I mean they will
You'll not be
definitely
surprised.
put up a fight.
Okay.
I'll be surprised if they beat Chelsea, but I know that Port Vale will put up a fight.
Okay. All right, let's take a very second break. When we come back, there's more talk for you right here 97.3. I'm Gabriel here with Moisi Samuel, Kwabena Bain, and Manuel Angelo Kwachi. We'll be back after this. Republic of Football 97.3. WFA here with Kwamwesi Samuel, now Bain and Manuel Angelo Kwache. At 4:30 would activate the phone lines and then you can call us. Let's get talking. But in the meantime, you can send in your thoughts 05 3996 996 05 39 986 996. Oh, Chelsea did not wait for long. Chelsea already up by 1-0 against Port Vale. Joel Hato with the goal for the Blues. Can they add up to the goals? Then progress to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. City have already progressed after beating Liverpool by 4-0 earlier today. Ghana's Antoine Semenyo was part of the goal scorers for Manchester City. Arsenal are in action later tonight against Southampton at 7 p.m. Gunners will also be hoping to progress to the next stage of that competition. French Ligue 1, Strasbourg are beating OGC Nice by 3-0. Later at 5 p.m. there's Brest taking on Rennes. Then at 7 there's Lille up against Lens. In Germany there's Borussia Mönchengladbach who played out a 2-0 draw with Heidenheim. And then Bayer Leverkusen beats Wolfsburg by 6-3. Bayern Munich 3, Freiburg 2. Hamburger SV played out a 1-0 draw with Augsburg. Hoffenheim lost to Mainz by 2-1. Then Werder Bremen also lost to RB Leipzig by 2-1. In the Ghana Premier League, goalless between Bichem United and Midiama Sporting Club. Midiama on top of the table, and it's goalless in that game. Sassuolo beat Cagliari by 2-1 in Italian Serie A. And then Verona are currently playing Fiorentina as goalless, 25 minutes played. And that game, Fiorentina taking on Hellas Verona in the Italian Serie A. When you head to Spain, Real Sociedad, they beat Levante by 2-0. Mallorca also beat Real Madrid by 2-1. We'd love to hear from the Madrid fans what they make about their latest loss in the La Liga. Real Betis will take on Espanyol by 4:30. Real Betis up against Espanyol, and then at 7 p.m. Atletico Madrid up against Barcelona in that game. Phone lines activated 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. You can call us, share your thoughts with me. If you watch the City Liverpool game, just what do you make about Semenyon's performance for City? So his performance for City and a national team is like day and night, you know. After leaving the Black Stars, he goes back to club football and scores again. And then you can also talk about any slots. Madrid losing, Chelsea up against Port Vale, Arsenal up against Southampton. Call us 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Hey, Cole Palmer is a captain for Chelsea today.
Yeah.
Hey, I see.
What can you do? I mean, there's
Okay.
You can't do much about it.
Yeah, because Fernandez is not playing today. Rhys James is also out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take our first caller. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, your name and where are you calling us from, please? Yes, your name, please. Where are you calling us from?
Potential.
Okay, I think it's yeah, I'm not sure the person was trying to call 97.3, so 0539 986 996 0539 986 996. The Republic of Football right here 97.3. Be live on YouTube City Sports Ghana. You can also leave your thoughts over there, and I would take your messages. 053 996 996. That's the WhatsApp line, and the call line is 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. 11 minutes played at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Port Vale 0. Not too surprised with the scoreline though. Chelsea will need to respond after those losses against PSG, Everton, and Newcastle United. Hi, I know where you're calling us from.
Good afternoon. I'm Joseph. Call calling from Teshnunga.
How are you doing, my brother?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
All right. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about Liverpool's loss, and later I want to talk about the Black Stars coaching thing.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, it's a sad loss for Liverpool to lose this match. It's disgraceful. I don't know what the management of Liverpool is waiting for. It's likely the next Champions League we might not even play with the way we are playing now. We might not even make it to the Champions League next season. It's sad. I want to also congratulate Antoine Semenov for scoring the goal. You were saying his performance in the Black Stars and Man City is like light and day. It's all coaching. It's all the best coach that can make good use of talent to bring the best out of him. So it's all coaching. But talking about Otuado being sacked, I said it a number of times. There are other platforms that when I call, they think I'm trying to put up an agenda or something, but it's not agenda. It's the passion for the Black Stars to do well. And with Otuado at post, I saw that there was nothing. They always say, I hear people say on other platforms that we should have given Otuado some time and all that, like what the Senegalese former coach did, Saliou Cissé or something. And I say, Otuado have been in the Black Stars for about 5 years now. He first of all came as an assistant coach to Milo, came back, qualified us to the World Cup, went to the World Cup, went and came back again, and he's been at post for the last 2 years. What time again should we give him? He's sucking, and it's a long time coming. It's better late than never. But I think going forward, we can, to me, I know there are better coaches there, but so with how short the time is going to the World Cup, I think going for a coach like Kwesi Appiah might be a step in the right direction, with his familiarity with the Black Stars and all that. But as soon as he comes, is appointed as the next Black Stars coach, he'll just hit the ground running, because he's more familiar with the Black Stars and will be able to select the right players going into the World Cup. So he will just hit the ground running. And I think going forward, with all these funds government raised to send supporters to the World Cup, I think it's completely unnecessary.
Okay.
Some of this monies can be invested in school sports, in our juvenile teams and all that, to bring up talents. And even if they can even use some of the money to innovate this Winneba Sports College, build one in either in Asante region or in the Brown Afro regions to cater for the northern sector and bring in talents. And even if these talents are sent and sold to the diaspora, some of these talents, they all have families here. They will send money here. It will increase our foreign remittances. The last year, foreign remittances alone was about $4 billion. And all these foreign remittances will help stabilize our currency and all that. So we have a lot of benefits. So we should, instead of sending supporters to the World Cup, it is completely unnecessary. Let's rather invest in school sports in our juvenile teams and bring the best. Because a strong juvenile team eventually will feed into the Black Stars and will make the Black Stars stronger. So that is my take. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Kobe. We appreciate your time. 05499696 05499696. Let me talk to my next caller. Hi, your name? Where are you calling us from?
Gabi Milito.
Maji, your name, please.
Can you strike the ball like Milito?
Yes, I
Can you
can.
strike the ball like Milito?
I'll be professional footballer. Oh. If you say the money is no good, so I will retire early.
On CTFM, man.
No, on the field and everywhere.
Which part of the school?
You let's proceed. Make your points. Talk to me, bro. You there, cool?
Pardon?
Are you good?
Oh, I'm good. How about it?
I'm alright too. Talk to me.
Yeah, happy to talk to you guys.
You too, bro.
Sorry. Such a lovely analysis on the program. You guys are top notch. You guys be how do you call it? The passport standard. No, be super. You guys be top notch. Big up to you guys. And you see, Otuadu, he was extremely poor, extremely bad. I've been watching the press conference on the day that day. The Otto was like announced the second time, and hearing this guy say Otto has an unfinished business in the Black Stars, Jesus Christ. He should come back and come and just finish it. Like come and destroy everything, and he has succeeded. He finished everything. A whole Ghana like fighting with Togo over a player, and now the player came and he went on the press conference saying you don't have a right back. Yeah, can you explain that to me?
Say that again.
You said you don't have a right back, and you went ahead with Togo. You are struggling with you are fighting with Togo over a player, and now the player has come, and you went on a press conference and I think you don't have a right back.
Oh, you mean the Caleb Urinchi thing, eh?
Listen. Is it Marvin? How they call him? What's the name?
Oh yeah, so we had Marvin Sanya, who is the natural right back, but Otto says he prefers.
And he went on the press conference.
Right back.
He didn't have a right back. Is it the kind of person we are dealing with in this country?
Yeah.
This football republic, they don't want to listen to us. Anything they want to do, they do it willingly because they say that the football is like. They are super like they are super, how do you call it? They have the superpowers to do everything they like. Like you journalists, you don't come close to them, and they don't know that once upon a time, this same cat guy was sitting on radio criticizing everything that was going on at the FA. Today you are there, you don't want to listen to your fellow journalists. Huh? You don't want to listen to them. These people has brought financial loss to the nation, and they should be facing prosecution by now. This FA, they should be facing prosecution by now. We are going to pay $500,000 for nothing, for no work done, and this goes into an nation, not on the FA. And if you are talking, you say no, they will not listen to it. Sometimes when I watch the sequence and I watch how the Ghana football is going, how Ghana football is moving, the level of Ghana football is the way. Like, I don't think far. Gabi. It's like we are not doing football in this country. Because how can you tell me that? Hey, that club owners are the ones running our football in this country. In which country will you even get that? That club owners are running football in the same country. Hey, Gabi. Is it this one? Is it not conflict of interest?
Well, that's why
I don't know if you can get private people to run our football in this country. Unless you have a club, before you can run, you can go for a position in this country. This thing, you have to stop this thing. It's not our football. It's not our football. unfinished business. Tell me when I'm hearing the darkness, the way that, like my heart is beating, like into if I am, huh? Where's the phone? Sorry, you have to be serious in this country.
It's okay. Calm down, okay?
All this serious in this country. You shouldn't go and appoint anyone just to come and waste our money. You are not paying. You are not paying the coach. It's the country who is paying the coach. So when see, anytime England have a column, they have the coach to come and have an interview, and you will know why this guy is not in. A coach will be in Germany and be announcing a squad. Like he doesn't have any questions to answer to any journalist. It doesn't make sense. He doesn't look at the football around in the country. So I have Ghana football. You be talking. You are playing a league where someone can wake up and say, "I football from the league." A professional league as such. Oh, Charlie, Charlie.
You go pop. Make you not give up on Ghana. Don't give up on Ghana football, okay?
Oh, Charlie,
we beg you.
Oh,
Charlie, thank you, bro.
Charlie. Have a good afternoon.
All right, you too. 054996 054996 call us. Let's get talking. You want to share your thoughts on the Black Stars? Antoine Semenyo, Liverpool losing to City, Arsenal in action later today. You can also talk about who you think should come in next as the Black Stars coach to take the team to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Also, as time for break, Chelsea 1, Portville 0. Portville, they are Charlie for just.
They are playing they are playing very well so far. I think how they press, that is something that so far it has really manifested in how they play, and you need to give them the credit. I think Chelsea were just lucky to get the early goal, which really unsettled them. But I think after that they've put themselves together, and they are playing very well. You need to praise them. Of course, with the quality that Chelsea they have in their sleeves, you expect them to be more to be more better. But the point is that Portville has also been very good.
They've been decent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like even in a big game, even when you concede, I feel like you should be prepared to concede, because if you wanted to win the game, you'd have had to score. That makes sense. So even if you concede the goal, it's okay. Like just regroup, get the goal that you need to at least have an impact in the game, and then from there you just try and get a win.
Okay. Well. Why if Chelsea lose? It means
but me have told you, if Chelsea lose against this League One side, right after the referee ended the game, Liam Rosina should go to the dressing room, say bye-bye to the players and resign. Charlie, you see these Chelsea players, this young squad, Charlie, it's about experience. So get an experienced manager.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. That's how it's done. Don't bring on this player, this coach from Derby to Hull to Strasbourg, then to Chelsea. What kind of favor going on? Charlie, what is this?
He has a direct line to heaven.
Bro,
well, 054996 054996 Do you have a caller? Yes, we do. Hi, and then where are you calling us from, please?
Yeah, please, 10 seconds, sir. I beg 10 seconds.
You are back again, man.
I won't ask. No, 10 seconds. I won't ask. What is wrong with Matthias Delete? What is wrong with it?
Who?
What actually is wrong with it?
Who?
Delete.
Matthias Delete.
What actually is wrong with it?
What's wrong with him?
The guy don't play. I don't know.
Is Delete not injured? He's injured.
Injured.
Iman, the guy is injured. What?
It's
been a while you saw him.
The guy was going out for some few weeks. It's like 3 months ago. The guy don't come back. What's up?
Or if you say he quit the football, he quit the job, eh?
I don't know if he quit the football. He doesn't want to play again.
He's injured. I should think it's a long-term injury. He's in it.
Charlie, you know, be saying like something where he gets when like on the field, like some things you do. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear it's a back injury. I mean, normally with these things, it takes time to recover.
What does it mean in the bedroom?
Oh, Ima, it's okay. Bye bye. Charlie, this guy. What does he mean doing in the bedroom?
You said 2,000 miles away from the UK, and he's asking you what has he been doing in the bedroom.
But should it always be something that happened in the bedroom? Maybe happen in the pitch on the training ball.
He's just being sarcastic. That's all.
Oh, this guy. Okay, we have another caller again. Hi, where are you calling us from?
Accra.
Hello.
Hello, I'm calling from Accra.
You're calling from Accra. Which part of Accra?
Adenta.
Adenta. What do you want to talk about?
City and us and Liverpool.
Please go ahead. Your name, please.
Well, my name is Mohammed.
Mohammed, talk to me.
So I'm just here to say that City had a better performance than Liverpool. Semenyo really did well. He did well against Liverpool, but Liverpool, they are not doing well right now. They are about to face PSG either on Tuesday or Wednesday, and we all know how PSG plays. They play very well. They hold on to the ball with their defense is very strong, and Liverpool, there's no doubt they can win. There's no doubt. Only, I don't know what's happening to Liverpool players with Enslot. I think Enslot should just leave Liverpool.
Oh.
So Liverpool can, get back to themselves and all that. Yeah, that's all I have.
Mohammed, are you a Liverpool fan?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Yeah.
How old are you, Mohammed?
15.
15, wow. Thank you so much for talking to us, okay? We appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you.
0549986 996 0549986 996. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
Hello, my name is Shechon. I'm currently at Santor, but usually I'm at Killer too. I just want to touch a bit on...
So you go Santor, okay.
Yeah. I just want to touch a bit on Chelsea and then the Black Stars. You see, this Chelsea problem, it didn't emanate from today. The consistency, it's a problem. It's really disheartening for a Chelsea fan to enjoy today and then tomorrow you'll be crying. This Liam Rosine, he's just like Otuado. He doesn't know how to put together a tactical squad to face each opponent that they come across with. So I think it's about hard time, as one of your colleagues said, we get an experienced hands on this Chelsea team and see the way forward. But today, we are winning, inshallah. I know we are two up. So let me touch a bit on the Black Stars as well. See, until we speak truth to the fact that this Black Stars team is going nowhere. Kate Okreku is the red flag in the Black Stars team now. Secondly, this Coco board man, what's his name? The Coco board CEO. Oh, what's the name? The name.
Dr. Randy Abe.
Dr. Randy Abe. He is also a big problem to our football. How can you have someone who is currently facing problems at the Coco board be the chair of the Black Stars management team? It's really sad. This country, I don't know how when people assume office, all of a sudden we forget to criticize how their position at the other board conflict with the national team. That was the same way this past NSS board lady, was this their CEO or something? Get your worry. She was at the NSS secretariat At the same time, part of the Black Stars team, the management team. And look at how we all know the story, how it ended. So it is about how time we stick true to the fact that this Black Star team will go nowhere if we have Keto Kreku and the likes of Dr. Randy Abbey in charge. Can't we suspend them? Is there any law that we can use to take them off from there or what? What is the presidency doing? We can do something about it so that if FIFA suspend us for, let's say, 2 years, we'll go and sit up and then come back and then get a better Black Stars team. Growing up, when Black Stars were playing, way back when I was in the Eastern region, you will see these aged carrying their baskets with Black Stars flags on it. But right now, that interest is not there anymore, and it's really sad.
Okay.
It's really, really sad. I haven't seen any cap since my birth. So I'm just praying that we can do something better and then at least win an AFCON and then go and do better at the World Cup. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. 05499696 0549986986. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
Hi, Gabby.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well informed that the studio is shining this evening. I hope all is well done with you.
What is shining?
The studio is shining. It's a sunny afternoon.
But you didn't mention your name, and you're saying the studio is shining. You've not even mentioned your name.
My name is Madenta.
Your name is what?
Kojo from Madenta.
Kojo, okay. So are you watching the YouTube stream or what?
In fact, I just woke up and I decided to just listen.
Okay. It's good to have you. Talk to me.
Okay, so this is it. I really like that. And with regards to City and Liverpool, it gives us the moral booster to do magic.
If you can reposition where you currently are, then I think it would help us because your line breaks a bit.
It's better now.
Yeah, it's better. Okay, I think we lost Kojo. If you can call back, we'll be glad to hear from him again. 054996 996 054996 996. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
So is it not time for you to go yourself?
Hello?
Yes,
your name and where are you calling us from, please?
Okay, my name is Michael.
Michael, calling from where?
I'm from Adenta.
Michael, talk to me.
I want to say that Keto Kreku, I don't know what else we have to do to pacify this man for him to even humbly decide to drop his guards down and just leave the position for us to have our peace of mind. How on earth are we supposed to go through this? You sit down, if you want to drop Otoado, you sit down and wait until this last hour before you drop him. So Otoado himself is not, look, I was just doing this analysis this dawn, looking at the number of teams that we have within the Premiership. Are there not 18 teams? So if all 18 teams are even having 30 players, out of that, a calculation is supposed to be about 540 players. You're trying to say that you cannot find even one or two local players to join just for them to augment the team, to even make the local league even sound better or look better in whatever way. What are we doing to ourselves? Why are we sitting down allowing this man to control us and do things anyhow? This World Cup we are going to play, I wish we won't even go. Let's all sit down and watch our TV because the other will not win one match. I'm not a prophet of doom. But at this last hour, when other teams are 70% through their preparations, you are now going to do a reset and start from the scratch. What are we doing? Thank you. Good afternoon.
Muchas gracias. 054996 054996 996. Call us, let's get talking. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Hello.
Yes, your name, please.
Yeah, I'm John from Adenta.
John, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so what about this? We beg House of Folks to give us individual money.
Come again?
So that we beg House of Folks to give us individual money.
You want Didi Dramani, but Didi Dramani was around the national team.
Yeah,
He was part of the assistants under Chris Hughton.
I wish he would just come in with defense. If we get some counter attack, we are able to score. If we are able to score defense, and so maybe we go for it or we come back.
I see. So you want Didi?
Yeah. So it's because no coach can do anything right now. You're not seeing a coach coming back to score any goal or anything because the Black Stars right now, we just going defense. If we collect, we collect. If we are able to score two, that's all.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
05499696 0549986 Hi, anyone where you calling us from? Okay, we don't have a caller. You can call us 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Call us, let's get talking. I'm Gabi Affair. This is the Republic of Football. You live on 97.3. Hi, anyone where you calling us from?
I'm Skywalker calling from Atletico.
Skywalker.
Yes.
Talk to me, Sky. Hello?
Hello? Yes.
Yes, kindly turn down the volume of your radio set, okay, and talk to me, please.
Oh, okay. Am I speaking to CTFM?
Yes, you're live on 97.3.
Oh, okay. Okay, is it okay now?
Yes, please, it's okay. Please proceed.
Okay. Should I go on? Hello?
Yes, go on.
Oh, okay, I would like to talk about the Black Stars. Hello?
Yes, Skywalker, please talk. Make your points, okay? We are listening.
Okay, so I would like to talk about the Black Stars and the part of the La Liga League. Okay, at this point, I think Ghana need to call coaches, experienced coaches like Joachim Low or Javier Renat, because with their experience, I think when we go to the World Cup with them, they can help build a very strong team for Ghana to get to a point that we all be happy. And then again, I'm very happy that today our greatest enemy, Real Madrid, have lost their match. And I'm also praying that Barcelona will beat Atletico Madrid this evening so that we can increase the gap for us to be on top of the league and then subsequently win the league, the La Liga. So I'm very happy about Madrid losing their game today. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Skywalker. 0549 96 996 0549 96 996. Hi, no more you calling us from?
Hi, Gabi.
Bro, talk to me. Your name, please.
Yes, Kojo from Adensa again.
Kojo, talk to me.
Yes, so as I was saying earlier on, I actually like the scoreline figures to City and Liverpool. And to give us now some more room to do what we have to do this season. I'm only praying. I just pray, make the boys not disappoint us today. I know what the boys can do. They are good at it. Beg them today. We don't want to see any other thing again. If not, the likes of United and the Chelseas who are not doing so well will have the guts to also say things about us. But I'm just hoping that Arsenal will do well. Semenyo is good. When it comes to Black Stars, I've tried my very best for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years not to think about Black Stars. And it has really saved me a lot. Because, look, the least said about them, the better. At least we can stress ourselves with the heart of folks, with the Arsenals. But Black Stars, they do so well in their team. They come and then they have a manager who is not able to put them well together. And then he puts the blame on the players. But look, when it comes to the continent now, most of the players that are doing well, we have our top-tier players playing very good football. But you ask yourself that when it comes down here, what happens? You just need somebody who is well to manage them. What we are looking out for is a coach. We should look out for somebody who is good at managing the team, managing the players, and managing players on the field. But if you want somebody to coach them, they will get it. Kurt should do the honorable thing, and then we should just wake up after Easter and then he says that he has tendered in his resignation, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine, Gabi. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. 0549969996 0549986996. Hi, anyone you calling us from?
Bonsoir, monsieur. Comment vas-tu?
Ça va très bien. You too?
Is it possible for us to start our workout squad?
You say? Is it possible to do what? To do what?
Is it possible for us to start our workout squad?
To sell the World Cup slot.
Is it possible?
To which country?
Oh, Nigeria is possible, Nigeria. Because we are not sure in this country.
Why would you want to sell?
We are not sure. After Pakistan is coming.
Charlie. 054. So that's what you call to say. 0549969996 0549969996. We'll take our final two callers and then we'll end the calling segment. Hi, name, where are you calling us from?
Hello.
Yes, your name, please.
My name is Christopher calling from OEB.
Chris, can you turn down the volume of your radio set for me and then you can talk to me?
All right, I'll turn it down.
All right, please talk to me.
Hello.
Yes, Chris, please go ahead. Talk to me.
Yes, Gabi, my name is Christopher calling from OEB.
Okay, please proceed.
Gabi, so let's talk about the Black Stars. I just want to find out, among the players going for the World Cup, how many of them are home-based players, like players who have played for the local league here?
Oh, but the squad is yet to be named by the head coach. We don't even know who the head coach is.
Yes, but the current squad that we've used to play the current friendly matches, are they Ghanaian
the
players?
The only local player in that squad is Benjamin Asari.
So we have just one local player?
Yeah.
But Gabi,
I think we should say homegrown players because you are talking about players who play in the local league, right?
Yeah, so the homegrown players, we have one.
Yeah, so just Benjamin Asari for Hearts of Oak.
So is that player playing according to the Ghana football DNA, which the GFA has? Because my concern is, Gabi, we can't have an FA that has come to introduce DNA, the Ghana football DNA. How many of the players in Ghana are being trained with the football DNA? Now, if even we have players trained with that DNA, and you go and bring foreign-based players, are they coming to play with the local-based players to all adopt the DNA, which is our style to play? You see, Gabi, the FA must just be dissolved. You can't be wasting the taxpayers' money and the emotions of the country. You come and tell us that you have a Ghanaian DNA. How many players are they training in Ghana with the DNA? And anytime we have a tournament, we go and we bring players from outside. Are those players coming to play according to our DNA because they've been trained foreignly to know how to get the ball, move around, and pass the ball? Gabi, the whole problem of our Ghana football is the FA. And until, like everyone is saying, government steps in to dissolve the FA completely, and whether FIFA will ban us or not, we go and rebuild our team. It's best for us. Gabi, we used to have home-based players. Then we call one or two or three foreign-based players to come and support our national team. That is what we knew, and that is the Black Stars we knew. Now we call all the players from outside and come and just pick one or two home-based players. When did this start? And then we are having an FA that says that they have a DNA, but they are not applying the DNA. They are not being trained in the PE program in schools, in the course football, for us to have players trained to come and play Black Star. Where is the future of Ghana football? And we have an FA that dictates to us. Gabi, we have a team now. In our next friendly, we are praying that the Black Stars will win. Because now everybody says the problem was with the coach. We will sack the coach. Without the coach, we expect the team to go and play and succeed because the problem was the coach. But if they go and they lose the next match, meaning the problem is not just the coach, but it's also the players. We can't continue to call people to come and disappoint the country. If they lose the next match, not only have we sacked the coach, we should sack all these players and recall a new squad to go for the World Cup. Because look, the country has had enough of this FA, enough of these players, and enough of the coach.
Interesting thoughts, Christopher. We appreciate it. 0549969996 0549969996. Our final caller and we'll end it here. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
Hello, my name is Richard. I'm calling from Boom.
Richard,
okay,
talk to me.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Black Stars. So you see, my point is, when you look at some of these players that were shipped into the team, like right now, those foreign players, and you look at what they play, they are not playing so exceptionally that we end up calling these people. So my problem is, what about we just calling some of these local players who are just playing similarly to what these ones are doing? Because if these ones are giving us this result, then there will be no need for us to go and call those who are playing foreign. Let us give the local players a chance to go and play. And then they will go and lose miserable like what these foreign players are doing. Even that one tries to generate money for these local players and their families. That one is even better. For us to bring in these people, like, it's only a few of them who are performing on top, like, if you take Semenyo out, like these people that they brought, these Collins, like what at all are they playing? How different are they playing from those who are playing in our local league? The thing is, we are not giving ourselves the chance. If we give these Black Stars loss to this local league, one, the money stays here, and when the money stays here, these people can also help in developing. They also get like opportunities to invest their monies to train themselves and then to get better things to do. But we are rather investing the money in those who are already exposed out there and they are getting the right facilities. Because the FA is not even pumping the money into our league. But then if we call these Black Stars, the Black Stars squad from the local league, these players will get that money, those $5,000 and other stuff, and they can invest in themselves and then help their fellow teammates for them to also develop well. Because some of these players can't even afford sometimes even three square meals. But then if they are given the chance to go and play, and my problem is there's nobody who is playing in the Ghana Premier League who is a bad player. The thing is that most of them have not been exposed to the right equipment and then the right training like processes. And this thing is affecting us. Like the previous caller was saying, we are always calling foreign players and a few local players. Well, the thing is that the football DNA, the Ghanaian football DNA is missing. And they're not giving them the chance. We are giving the monies out to people who are already exposed to. No, and it's better we invest it in Ghana so that the money will stay. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Yeah.
See the DNA thing that they are talking about and requesting and wanting to know. I think the earlier caller said if Asari is playing according to our DNA, and the last one is also touched on the DNA. If you don't know and if you are curious to know, the DNA that was launched by Bernard Lepe had only just one book. And it was unveiled.
He was occupying the role as
as the technical
director of the Ghana Football.
And then he launched the DNA with just a book. If you are listening, just Google it, and you cannot get it online. It is not there. So if you want the DNA, go to the FA.
Okay.
It was just a book, and up to now, nobody had a single book.
So it's only the people at the GFA.
That book entails.
But why didn't they make it a public document?
But how do you even ask somebody sitting somewhere in Germany to come and write your DNA for you? While the likes of what's his name? The Heart of Lions. What's his name? Bashir. Oti Akinte. What's his name? Malik Jaber.
Yeah.
Right. All those guys are still around.
Malik is now with Kotoko.
Why don't you bring even the Heart of Folk coach Didi? Didi was. Didi studied under what's his name? Oti. So he could have a fair idea of how the DNA was put together. Now you bring in somebody sitting when Sikia was appointed. That was when Bernard Lepe also came in. He sat on the job for close to 3 years, and then the last thing that he was able to do was put together the DNA. Up to now, I'm saying that if you're a listener and you are listening, go online and then Google the Ghana Football DNA, and you cannot get it because it was just one book that was launched, and after that book was handed over to the GFA, and nobody knows what entails in that. Nobody knows the details of that DNA, and that is the problem. As I sit here, as we all sit here, I'm sure Kwachi can Google the Spanish football DNA. You can Google England football DNA. We can all Google when it comes to football and then the renowned countries that comes to mind. You can Google their DNA. But you don't bring on somebody, sat on the job for 3 years, you launch one book and nobody knows the details of that book. So as for the Ghana football DNA, nobody knows. See, when Shiki was appointed, he said he wants to play what? Agro football. And up to now, nobody knows even what the agro football is all about. So for me, like I earlier on said, I think this current FA has really, really missed a chance. To write a different story. And yesterday Ben said something on the program that they have endorsed this. The 3 year, the third term something. Yeah. And Ben made this profound statement
for the presidency.
If you have 8 years and you say that 8 years is not enough, how guarantee are you that 12 years if you get the 12 years it will be enough? People come into office 4 years and then you can see what they are doing, and 12 years, 8 years, and then you say that it's not enough for you to develop the game. Come on, we need to sit up.
Okay. So today's show is a mix of everything, right? A bit of the Black Stars shenanigans that led to the sacking of Utuado. Also updating you with the results from the major European leagues. Just in case you just woke up, you have no idea what happened to Liverpool. They lost by 4-0. As we speak, Chelsea, it's 3-0 in favor of Chelsea. They're taking on Port Vale. It's halftime. Stamford Bridge. Arsenal are next later against Southampton at 7 p.m. Madrid also lost early on today. They played Mallorca by 2-1. Guys, concluding thoughts. And I will check out at the studio. We'll be back same time here tomorrow. The guys will be here to run our viewers and listeners through all the updates. Question, let me start off with you. Your concluding thoughts, and then I know you talk about Liverpool, so it's fine.
There's in terms of the Liverpool, I don't have any concluding thoughts on that part. Like I've already said everything that has to be said. The people who know what needs to be done know what needs to be done, and they are refusing to do it. So we will just continue to have the season that we're having. I'm just interested, like, if you look at the teams that progressed so far, so this would be to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's Man City, and looks like Chelsea might be able to go through, and
Arsenal progress.
I think
the fourth, maybe West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham and Leeds.
West Ham. That would be tight.
So Chelsea
they could spring a surprise.
Chelsea will play Leeds United.
Yeah.
And then City Arsenal.
Yeah, and
then we'll have a City Chelsea final. And then Chelsea will win the FA Cup.
Yeah, Mourinho gets his first trophy. Then
tactical
next season he gets the
dreaming is free, guys. Dreaming.
And I think if it goes as like how Gary has spelled it out, City has never beaten Chelsea on a cup final.
Hey, City has never beaten Chelsea in a cup final. That's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, there's always a first time for everything. Yeah, so we'll see when if it gets there. Discounting Arsenal immediately. Already that this could be the chance to win their treble, or you don't think Arsenal can?
It started with quadruple.
They've lost the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, so they've lost that one, but they have the FA Cup, the Champions League.
Arsenal should just focus on the winning the league, because the Champions League, I think they'll get knocked out.
Well, against Sporting.
I think so.
When they go past Sporting, the next
either Barcelona or Atletico
team they'll face in the Champions
so I think Barca in the semi-finals is difficult. If they get either Madrid or Liverpool or PSG in there.
But why is my
look at the names you are mentioning?
In the Club World Cup. So I'm not expressing that.
No, I mean Arsenal lost to PSG in the semi-finals of the Champions League.
PSG knocked out almost all the English teams in getting to that run, and PSG themselves this season, I've admitted, while they don't look as strong as they were last season, and their squad itself has been hit and miss with injuries. Like for now, I think Barcola will be out for an extended period of time. Dembele is back. He scored yesterday, but he himself has struggled with fitness this season. And I just don't know how that will affect them. But it's just, like I said, we're getting to the business end of the season, and it's just interesting to see the teams that are still left in contention for trophies. And yeah, like you said, Chelsea is still a surprise package in there. They could still go all the way, but if you're looking at it, you're probably looking like another straight shootout between City and Arsenal for another one of the major trophies in England. And that's it's just disappointing that none of the other teams could have been in there, at least in terms of the domestic trophies.
Yeah.
At least the local trophies. The domestic trophies that they try to, that have been up for grabs for the English teams. It looks like it's been going towards the same teams, and I just think that's just a slight disappointment for me in terms of the season as a whole. Because the season has been quite unpredictable. If you look at the league table, especially in the Premier League, there's been a lot of anybody can beat anybody. The top six, while the big six teams have been in the top six, it hasn't necessarily been a shootout. You see, Brentford are just 3 points behind. Behind Chelsea.
Yeah.
And so many other different surprises like that. You see Spurs in the very close to the relegation zone. They are not in it yet, but yeah, and just these little things have meant it's been an unsurprising season. But in terms of the trophies, it hasn't really been that surprising.
Okay, Sam, your final thoughts?
Well, nothing more to say. Before I joined, you guys had a lot to discuss. With regards to the Black Stars, my only hope is that they will appoint somebody who is well fit to give, or to do a good job.
Yeah.
Whether on the short term or on the long term, whoever comes in, I just hope that he will do a good job. And I think that going forward, whatever happens at the World Cup, regardless, you see, I will tell you something that I have always been telling myself. If I had my own way, Gabi, we will never qualify for any major tournament. So that we'll sit back and prepare very well. If it will take us about maybe a decade, we should use that to prepare. So that when we step up, or when we step out, then everybody knows that we are really, really ready for the task ahead.
Yeah.
But people have, different opinions. We are there. We can't say that we are just coming back. I just hope that whoever comes in will do a good job. I don't know who is coming in, but the point is that I listened to what Fred Achi said. The ESCO member said. He says that they just hope that they will not get it wrong this time. That is what we are all hoping for, because you can't just be paying compensation for that much, and now it's close to $1 million all in compensation. You can't do that, So for me, I think that with regards to the Black Star, I think that I just hope and pray that the appointing authorities will get it right this time around, because it shouldn't be always coming in and then you get sacked. And Getz has been on this job for 5-6 years, and in the last 5 years, it has been 1 year. Every year comes in 1 year and then it gets sacked. 1 year and gets sacked. No, I think something needs to change.
Okay.
And I think that in changing, we just hope that we get things right. That's all what I can say.
Okay, come now. You have the final say.
Well, it's been a long day of football. With the exception of the City and Liverpool game, there hasn't really been much to talk about. But I think we've said what we have to say about Liverpool. I think Ancelotti isn't the man for the job, and the sooner they realize that and look for someone else, the better for them. Apart from that, we've seen basically a tale of two clubs who are saving players in preparation for one another. Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Bayern Munich conceded 2 goals, managed to come back, and then for the third goal that they scored, I do think they got a little help from the referee with the time, because Freiberg got the clearance in and then they got a header further out, but the referee still kept the game going. I think he should have blown the whistle, but at the end of the day, the game is the game. Bayern Munich were able to stay focused to the end of the game and actually get all 3 points. It's a completely different story for Madrid. Even though, yes, Vinicius was on the bench, Bellingham was on the bench, saving players for the midweek. Unfortunately, it didn't go their way. Mallorca are a very plucky and courageous team, and they were able to get the 3 points. Now, looking at the Black Stars, for me, I think we should do our level best to get Kwesi Appiah back in the dugout for us. Because we don't need a manager who is going to come in and now learn about the team, try and now go and scout and look for players and try and understand the system. We need someone who already has a lay of the land.
Okay.
Time is fast spent. The World Cup is going to start in 2 months.
Yeah.
We need someone who can step in straight away and say, okay, this guy is good, I like him, you stay at home, I won't pick you, this and that. Someone who And the FA needs to give the managers, whoever they pick, they need to give them a free hand over team selection.
The man says even if he's not available, he let somebody come and represent him. What are you saying?
But we need a free hand. As to what will happen, that one we don't know.
Yeah.
You and I were not there. But at the end of the day, what we need is for whoever they pick as the manager to have a free hand to pick his players, who he likes and who he doesn't like, he should leave at home. Because that is the main portfolio of the manager: squad selection, tactical analysis, all of that. That is the coach's prerogative. So once we get a good manager, someone like Kwesi Appiah, who already knows the players, because we don't have a lot of time, and we give him a free hand, pick your players, whatever 26 you pick them, whoever it is that you leave, and then we go to the World Cup. I mean, at this point in time, I don't have much hope for the World Cup, honestly. I have to be frank. I mean, I could feign optimism, but the truth is that I don't. Just 3 games and out. But after that, what do we do?
Actually, there's another option for you too. There's a
third place.
Yeah,
best.
They'll pick the 8 teams in the other groups. The best third place 8 teams.
But then you also need to score.
If you're unable to be part of those,
you need to score more goals.
And so the points and then the points accumulation and goals. In fact, yellow cards and all those things.
Yes, but the thing, how many points?
The Black Stars even scored 2 goals.
But how many points? How many goals will we score and how many points will we get?
Oh, I think
because you see,
would beat Panama by 2 goals.
Thank you. I'm grateful. I'm so happy against South Africa. Against South Africa, they beat them in Cape Town. You know, and that's the funny thing.
Friendly. The World Cup is a different.
But the games we played against Austria and Germany, they're also friendly. So you know, we are sitting here in Ghana and we are saying Panama are easy 3 points. Panama, they're also sitting in their country and saying we are their easy 3 points.
So we'll beat Panama by 2 goals to 1.
Oh, we are not going to.
We'll
beat
play
Panama.
2-2 with the second game, England or Croatia. 2-2 with England. And then we'll beat Croatia 1-0.
I think for England, because in the history of the World Cup, we've never lost our
second in the group.
In the history of the World Cup, Ghana playing the World Cup, we've never lost our second group game. We've never. So on the England bits, I tend to side with you.
And even with Ghana and England, when you look at our stats around it, they struggle to beat us.
Yes, that's true. But if we can
England
lose
and Germany
5-1,
like teams that struggle
if we can lose 5-1 to Austria, who haven't played in the World Cup since 1998. And we are going to play against Premier League footballers.
No,
Ghana.
I'll be vibes.
The manager I'm
just being hopeful.
3 matches and out, guys. Close your mind and let's just go and enjoy ourselves at the World Cup and come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the World Cup is just some 7 days or 69 days away.
We are now looking for a manager.
For the 1 day longer.
Oh, we'll get Joachim Löw, don't worry.
Boga. That's what he said. Charlie is money on. Charlie is a money.
But Joachim Löw, how much do we need to give him? 120, 140,000.
I think he'd take 200k. He's won a World Cup. Like none of the other people.
He's not a cheap. He's not a cheap.
Cheap at all.
But if you can settle on 120, 140. I think
does it have to include that? Like I keep saying, they'll probably all come with their own backroom stuff.
They will come.
So we have to pay them as well.
I think so. Reason why I think Kate says that if it comes to the Black Stars backroom stuff, I mean the decision has not been made because I think they just want to see the manager now. They will appoint and then they will make decision with regards to the backroom stuff. But on a more serious note, Gabi, it's just one person that comes to mind. Give the job to Kwesi Appiah.
Thank you.
Let him stay on the job.
But do you think Kwesi Appiah would come back? Especially what happened in 2019.
Yes, I agree with you. I think that's another question. But I mean, everything is about sitting on a round table and then trying to talk and have negotiations, you know. So for me, I think if they don't want him, that's fine. But if whoever comes in, like I said, whoever comes in should be fit for the job. Don't go and bring any inexperienced manager. And then at the long term, and I think it will be defined, whether long term, short term, it will be defined. But left to me alone, bring in somebody who understands the culture, knows these players. For the short term, fine. On the long term, that's fine. But for me, for the short term, it's only one person that comes to mind. That's Kwesi Appiah.
I see.
If you scan around, there's nobody around for now.
Well, Charlie, we're just in a very dicey situation. But that's how we end today's show. Back same time tomorrow, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The Republic of Football on your favorite dial 97.3 City FM. Heard from Manuel Angelo Kwache, Echo Amwesi Samuel, and Comnal Bain. Technical support from Daniel Squashy. Chelsea doing their things, leading Port Vale by 3-0. Edwin Kwakofi behind the beauty you see on YouTube. Sports Ghana. There's the man doing all the magic there for you. Back same time tomorrow. Thank you so much for texting, calling in, and sending your thoughts. Grab your fare. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.